Across the UK, online and on DAB.
We are Talk
Radio. Give it some lip.
Talk Radio.
Hello, dear listener. Iain Lee, Talk Radio. I've got a blinding headache today, and I feel miserable as sin. But then sometimes that's what happens when you go to work, and you just have to get on with it and deal with it. So, what has gone off in your trousers or your pockets? 0844 499 1000. I don't want any mucky answers, although obviously I'm probably going to get some mucky answers. I had an incident that happened to me just before the show. And I was so embarrassed about it, I couldn't even tell Catherine, who was sat next to me, when something went off in my trousers. Here's the news.
I like the mushy peas. 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 I like the mushy peas.
And there we go, and that's David Gest. David Gest gone. Isn't that weird? Now, we don't joke about there being a curse on this show and shows that I've worked with Catherine before, but we had a really bad run of luck where we would talk. Catherine, come in. Let's 0844 499 1000. By the way, if you want to give us a call, come in and who have we effectively killed off on the show? There was Minder.
Yeah.
We killed off.
Yeah, George Cole.
George Cole. I think we jinxed Paris shortly before the attacks.
Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch. We're seeing our way through those,
I think not in the good 60s way. I think two of them have gone. We've had loads of people that have gone when we have been talking about them on the show. We were going to talk about David Gest on the show last night because Andy Goldstein, who comes and sexually harasses us he's from
mostly you, has to be said.
Yeah, he's from talkSPORT, and he comes in and Iain, how's it going? Here's a question for you: ever touch the willy? That's not your own.
It's as profound as that.
And last night I said, I was showing him my soundboard on my computer. I said, have a listen to this. Go on, who's this?
I like the mushy peas.
He's going, I don't know. Is it a woman? I said, no, have listened.
I like the mushy peas.
And for 15 minutes we played Guess the Voice with, that is David Gest, on a red carpet at a premiere for a show that he had produced. And someone said, so David, you've moved to England. He lived in Liverpool. You've moved to England, David. What is it you like so much about England?
I like the mushy peas.
And this was years ago when I was at LBC, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago maybe. 12 years ago probably. And I've had that clip ever since, and it's always been I've carried it around. We were playing with it last night, and then David Gest, 62, dead. Now, I've met him twice. I worked with him once very briefly. And I think
Big Brother?
Maybe it was on Big Brother. Mm-hmm. I know I'd met him because the second time I'd met him, I said, we've met, but you probably won't remember me. And he didn't remember me. And I texted you, said, I've just met David Gest again. And he was, this is weird, right? It's David Gest in the great scheme of things. You know what I mean? What does he mean to me? Nothing. But
he was a character.
But this one, but personally, he meant nothing to me. He wasn't even that big it meant nothing to me, really. But for some reason, his death has really jarred me slightly. I don't know, it's because I'm tired and I've had a tough day, and but it's just, of all the recent celebrity deaths, I'm not going to cry for David Gest. Maybe I will, I don't know. Of all the recent celebrity deaths, there's something about this one that's just hit me more than Ronnie Barker, more than Paul Daniels, maybe it was because I met him a couple of times, and he was a thoroughly decent bloke, and I know that he got on really well with, was it Joe Swash or Paul Danan? It was one of those two. And I know that, and Rylan, I think he got on really well with Rylan. He was just a nice bloke. But it's something about it that's just struck me, and I don't quite know what it is. And
I think it's because, we've had no hint of him being ill. We knew Paul Daniels was ill. I mean...
It isn't that.
And he's not old.
It isn't that. He's what? How old was Bowie when he died? 64 or something? Something that's maybe a bit older. Probably a bit older, actually. And we didn't know he was ill. It's not the suddenness. It's not the lack of illness. It's not the age. The same age as my dad when my dad died. Maybe there's something subliminal there that's linked in. I don't know. Yeah. That's a possibility. You Freudians would suggest. Not necessarily Freudians either. Most therapists would. But I don't know what it is. There's something that's really unsettled me about it.
Is it because he seemed to be like one of those cartoonish type resilient people who bounce along life.
No, it's
and don't
not,
care.
No, it's not about him so much. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, and it would be really easy as well to come in. I don't know. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. The irony, of course, what his tour was going to be called? He's about to do a tour.
Oh no, what?
David Gest's Not Dead.
What?
That was what he was about to start promotion for a new tour he was doing. David Gest's Not Dead. Yeah. As Limmy tweeted, that is bad PR. that's PR gone wrong. I mean, of ironies, David Gest is not dead. Well, yeah.
Ouch.
It's the weirdest. Can anybody? And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just where I am in this precise pinpoint on the what do they call those graphs? Or the X and Y. There's a name for it. You've got the X and the Y. What do they call those graphs?
On your
Alan.
Yes, Ian.
0844 499 1000. What do they call the? It's just a graph.
A vector.
Vectrex. No, that's an old gaming console.
An axis? Axes?
Sorry? Well, where did that come from?
No, they're the lines, that's not the curve.
Guys, we're confusing things. Just hang on 1 second. Not too many voices, please, Ed. Alan.
Yes, Ian.
What? No, I thought you said what the answer was.
Oh, is it the axis?
No, you just copied what Ed said there, mate.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you copied. He was wrong, and you knew he was wrong, and yet you still copied it.
Because I was thinking the same thing as Eid.
No. Well, and boy, oh boy, when is Eid? Because that's going to be confusing, Eid. So, no, but on the where, I've forgotten, so on the X and Y graph, the point where I am at the moment, in terms of years is the Y. Is Y the horizontal? God, this is confusing. I wish I'd paid
Y is the vertical, X is the horizontal.
So, in terms of, I wish I'd paid attention in maths now.
Caddick's teaching you maths.
Yes. In terms of X, I'm across 42 out of. Well, I had a prediction at the age of 17 I was going to die at 42 in a car crash.
Don't.
I did. Really annoyed my girlfriend at the time. I said, I'm going to die at 42. There's a few months to go. So in the X, I don't know what the Y-axis is. Happiness, success, greyness. I don't know. What was the point I was making, Alan? You've really thrown me off course.
No, you were talking about the death of David Gest.
Is anybody...
The irony of it.
Well, there was the irony of his tour. Is there anybody else feeling this vibe? That there's just something, that there's something, I'm going to say something that's going to sound pretentious, but I mean it, so it's not pretentious. That somehow, and it's going to sound like I'm taking the Michael, and I'm not. Somehow, does anybody else feel that somehow David Gest's death has unsettled the delicate balance in the universe? Now, I genuinely mean that sentence that I've just said. And I can't explain it any better than that. You're a heavy breather, Alan.
So
You've not been
thinking.
You've not been
His delicate balance.
You've not been phoning me late at night, have you?
No, I'm thinking David Gest joined Michael Jackson.
Sorry?
Because David Gest and Michael Jackson were best friends when they were alive.
They were best friends, and Uri Geller was banging on about him. Uri Geller's like the like if a musical legend dies, Gambo, you go to Gambaccini.
Yeah.
If someone who's a little bit of a fruitcake dies, Geller.
They're all in the same gang, aren't
They're
they?
all in the David Blaine, Geller, Jacko, that weird rabbi, and now Gest. They're all in that same gang. Anyway, Alan, you've not called in about. But if anyone else knows what I mean, 0844 499 1000. This is just. I just feel. Oh, and we'll talk about Kung Fu Panda 3 in a minute. I just feel that there's what little harm. I bet. Alan, please.
Yeah?
I bet that some really bad. I bet there's like a typhoon.
Oh, don't.
Or
Don't,
an
because the
earthquake.
curse is strong, and even
No.
mentioning it.
Honest, and I'm not taking the mick here. I bet. Alan, are you making love?
No.
Are you eating a cheese sandwich?
No.
Could you
like one of the two.
like suck a fisherman's friend or something?
No. I was shocked when you answered the phone and said, is this the famous Alan Caddick from The Sun?
I know, were you enjoying that? It made me sound posh then, Alan.
Anyway.
Wow.
If anybody else feels that the delicate harmony that we were barely managing to maintain within the universe has shifted slightly, and even a slight shift would be humongous in terms of the consequences, since the death of David Gest. 08444991000. Now, you can bet your bottom dollar. In fact, we're going to listen to talkSPORT in a minute. They won't be talking about that on talkSPORT. Won't be talking about it on the other place. No mention of Muslims, which should be the other place. None of that. The delicate balance of the universe, can it be shifted by the death of one man? For me, it has.
Can we do a 3-hour special on it?
Yeah, why the hell not?
Excellent.
Why the hell not?
Can I tell you my David Gest story?
Yeah, go on.
I went to... Alan.
Yeah?
I went to see him, not just him, but he was a judge on a reality TV show.
Was that Grease is the Word?
It was Grease is the Word. There was a young local hopeful who invited us along as part of his posse. So I went wearing a T-shirt that said, Go Bradley, I think it was. Anyway, so they all come on, all the judges, and there's lots of whooping and everything. David Gest, I would say every 10 minutes, had one of his minions come on.
Yep.
And boot polish his
Yeah.
hair.
And
he didn't care who saw. He didn't go off to the side or anything. It was just, a touch-up.
Yeah.
Nothing sign in an early age, he's going grey.
Literally going grey was
thin.
all I got. What you got for us, Alan? And then we're going to listen to talkSPORT for a bit.
What other topics have we got? The death of David Gest.
What's gone off? Well, not just the death of David Gest. I think you're fine. We're talking about the delicate balance of the universe.
Its impact.
We're also talking about Kung Fu Panda 3.
I've never seen that film, but I've seen the first two.
Yeah, well, the first two were funny, weren't they?
Yeah.
Right, third one. What is it with kids' films now? They don't put jokes in. It looked brilliant. It was honestly, I'm watching it thinking this is a work of art because you've got the usual like all the. I was so bored. The intricacy of the panda's hair is incredible. Amazing
blowing
cast.
The breeze.
Yeah, amazing cast, right? Jack Black, who I think is brilliant. Hoffman, Bryan Cranston, David Cross, Lucy Liu. There was Angelina Jolie. All these amazing people, right? But they forgot to put the jokes in. They have these little side animations where the animation is it's artistic.
I think his political correctness gone mad again.
Well, but they don't have any jokes in it. It was a great story, but there were no jokes in it at all. And I'm sat there, and my boys are getting bored, and I just thought, come on, guys. And this seems to be the trend now with kids' films, right? I've said this before, there's too many sly winks to the camera for mums and dads. There weren't that many sly winks to the camera, but, the trailer for... Flipping heck! I know this show is going to embrace everything, so I'm going to try... Let me try and be positive about it. Let me try and be positive about this next thing. I saw a trailer for what looks like a really interesting movie.
Which film was it?
It was the second Top Cat movie.
Oh...
It's, what do they call it?
A sequel.
Yes. Hello? Oh. But what do they call it when it's the origin? It was the origin story.
Prequel.
Well, it's the prequel, sequel, origin. Yes. We're going to play prequel, sequel, or origin. What is Top Cat? And it's, it looks like it was drawn by a 9-year-old, which is great to see, young talent getting a break in the movies.
What, like the Aristocats? Oh, because that was scratchy.
No, it looked like it was done on like an Amiga from 1998 or something.
Yeah.
It was unusual. Anyway, so there's that. We'll talk about that, and also what's gone off in your pocket or in your trousers.
Well, I can think of something, and it's nothing to do with the pizza I had for tea tonight.
Right, so shall I cut you off then, Alan?
No, thank you.
Okay. Oh, he said no, thank you, didn't he? 08444 499 1000. Evening, dear listener, Iain Lee. Catherine's there.
Yeah.
It is through there. We can have a little. Now, how do I get this to work? Hang on a second. This is called a computer. So this is what's going on Talk. Oh, that's talkSPORT. Ah, here we go. Hang on.
The big build-up he wasn't there.
Never mind.
Time now for talkSPORT's most superfluous wow of the week from Ray Wilson.
This is actually going out now. Where's Andy Goldstein? Oh, I know. I forgot to click that, but that was.
Live
here we go. This is talkSPORT now. Oh, blimey! Hang on a minute. It's coming. The internet's crashing, guys. Here we go. Here we go.
Fernando again lays it off for De Bruyne. Takes one touch.
Football. Football's
shouting,
going on.
Football shouting.
And this is what our office is like.
Yeah, Man City are through to
On
the
a
last
match
four
night.
of the competition.
Hey, that's Andy Goldstein.
717222344.
He talks like that on the radio as well.
People on social media are not happy with the fact that
Can we phone him up?
They're saying bitter about. I'm just a realist.
What was
That's
the?
all I am. I'm
right.
real.
What? Oh, okay, the feed is rubbish. Id, what's the phone number for talk?
I'm finding it right now for you.
Wow. Okay. Well, I want to phone these guys up and go on the radio. That's what I want to do. That's what we want to do. As soon as you got the number, tell me. I'll dial it up. I'm going to dial it up, Gatford.
Leg.
Yeah.
They were dreadful.
Yes.
They were 2-0 down.
Yes.
Oh,
If Real Madrid play
you don't know
like
lot.
Hang on.
Manchester City.
There we go. Where we go. Yeah. What?
You want me to give you some football talk?
No. It's easy. You talk about penos.
Convert with Goldstein.
You go talk about. I converse with him all the time. What's the number, Id?
It is 08717.
Yep.
223344. Calls cost 13.
Oh, that's a nice easy
Right.
number.
Okay. Yeah, they've got a nice easy number. Hang on. 08717 223344.
I wonder if you get put straight through.
Yeah, get straight through. Not a problem. Oh yeah. Shh, everyone keep quiet. Keep quiet, Gatford.
I'm nervous.
Access charge. Thank you for holding. Your call will be answered shortly.
Not a problem. I'm happy to hold. I want to talk sports. Nice music.
Same as yours.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Why do we not hear the radio output? It's not for me to decide. Come on, guys. I want to talk goals.
Your call has been placed in a queue.
Yes.
And will be answered as soon as possible. Please hold the line.
Now, whose voice is that? I recognise that voice. I know it's the voice of talkSPORT.
Sounds like Farage.
Is it Durham?
It does sound like Farage, doesn't it? It sounds like Farage,
Probably
yes.
is.
Not drunk enough.
I want to get on there. I want to talk goals.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Your views and comments are important. So please hold and we will connect you as soon as possible.
That's the girl who sang It's Horrible Being in Love When You're 8.5. Claire.
There's no women on talkSPORT.
No. Well, but the thing
Not
is,
allowed.
though, it keeps you on the line because you loosen the belt. It's
Oh,
across.
that.
Yeah. She should.
I mean, like what
In the
Caddy was
news,
doing.
you can bet we're talking about it.
Okay.
Please hold. We will answer your call
Whoa.
as quickly as possible.
Now, most TalkSport listeners are thinking, when they phone up thinking, "Whoa, I'm going to talk to a bird." Whoa.
I'll talk your sport.
Yes.
Right off.
Yeah, get you in a football kit. Whoa. Some people find football kits erotic.
Oh no, highly
Whatever
flammable.
the sport or topic, we want to hear your comments. So please, continue to hold.
I'm holding!
Shortly.
I could walk out and talk to him quicker than this. It's over there.
Why don't you?
I'm tempted to.
Then we missed the bongos.
Shouldn't you have like a direct line through him?
But I want to be treated like a human, a normal. I want to be treated like one of you, Gatford.
10:89 and 10:53 a.m. TalkSport is the station where you can have your say.
Yeah, well, if you put us through,
and we will connect you as soon as possible.
Okay, there's obviously.
So hold on, you want to be treated like you treat me? You'll be cut off then.
Gatford,
Oh, it's close, Gatford.
I take that. Shh. I got cut off.
Yep.
Who did that? Right, we're going back in. That's
Whilst
outrageous.
you're doing that, can I make my point?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I agree with you about the cosmic university thing about death.
Yeah.
This year we haven't had a moment to grieve. You know, Bowie, Wogan.
Hang on a minute.
Corbett.
Shh. Hang on. They're going to put me... flipping heck!
They're lying. They're not putting you straight.
It's because of you, Gatford.
I want to talk football. I want to talk the goals.
Remember not to get sacked.
What was the football match? Football, I'm Googling.
City.
It was
placed in a queue and will be
got
answered
through
as
to
soon
the
as possible.
semi-final of the Champions League.
It was what? Man City
Manchester
versus
City.
Paris Saint-Germain. Right, I'm writing it down.
They won 1-0 and 3-2 on aggregate.
Yeah, Man City.
Get the word aggregate.
Shut up. I don't care about aggregates. 1-0 Paris Saint-Germain.
Sorry to keep.
Oh, for crying out loud! And you know what's even more disappointing
We'll connect you.
is that this counts as content on Talk Radio, the hold music for Talk Sport. That's how desperate we are.
Perhaps you should have tried TalkSport 2 first.
No, I don't know if that's the Posh Sports. 0844 499 1000, by the way, if you want to call us.
If it's in the news, you can bet we're talking about
Well, can
it.
I talk about it, please?
We will answer your call as quickly as possible.
Answer it! Flippin' heck. So, Gatford, you were banging on about something I wasn't really listening.
Yeah, well, we haven't had time to grieve this year. Bowie, Corbett, Wogan,
Yes, we have.
Daniels, Chandling.
Yes, we have.
No, we haven't.
Of course we have. I don't think...
To allow it to allow you to move on before the next one.
Whatever the sport or topic...
I don't think, and I don't know the stats on this, that there have been any more celebrity deaths this year than there normally are. I just think that with Bowie was such a big one, and we're all like, oh, now it's such a bad year. I bet the same number of celebs die every year.
I don't know, but I think it's that people that we hold in high regard.
Yeah.
On 10/18...
Yeah, celebs, yeah.
No, but even in celeb world, these are like A-list celebs.
No, they're not. Oh, come on, mate. No, come on, they're not. They're not I mean, with respect to David Gest, I mean, he's not an A-lister. He's a very influential man in the music industry. But no. I'm not buying that they're all A-listers.
All right, maybe people that we hold up in high regard because of the fact they were likeable, as opposed to just being the sort of...
Placed in a queue.
Your talk has been placed in a queue, unless you're Romanian, and then you can go to the back of the queue. Where are my fags? Hold on, I'm speaking.
You should call Julia Hartley-Brewer with that impression.
No, wouldn't get through.
Oh, okay.
All right, anyway...
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Crying out loud, she's a tease.
You could go round there by now.
I could go round there. I might go in there later on.
As soon as possible.
I might go over there later on. Anyway, by the way, 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, then you can do. We'll talk to you quicker than those slackers that talkSPORT will do.
If it's in the news...
Sorry, but just all of this talk has reminded me about the bloke from Prison Break.
We will answer your call.
What about the bloke from Prison Break?
Will you hold my pocket?
Okay,
Get him on.
Okay, I'm going to cut you off now.
Mate, through talkSPORT.
Hello, yeah, it's Dave.
Right, Dave, who do you support, mate?
Man City, it was a blinding game, but I'm a bit worried for the future.
Why are you worried for the future?
I don't know if the team is strong enough. Were they lucky? Were they lucky?
I don't know, mate. Tell me.
I think they were lucky.
Yeah, okay. All right, Dave, mate, I'm going to try and give you a call back. I don't have your phone number. Do you mind shouting that out?
Yeah? Can you not just put me straight through to Andy?
No, I can't at the moment, mate. Got a couple of people ahead of you.
I don't mind waiting.
All right, mate. Well, why don't you give us a call back in about 5-10 minutes, and then we'll get you on then.
Beautiful. All right, so 10 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Pucker. Flippin' heck.
He knows.
Flippin' heck. He knows. He's rumbled me. You can't phone up because a girl would never phone talkSPORT except to ask where her husband is, and that would be Andy Goldstein's wife.
Well,
I nearly gave him your phone number. Is it all right if I give him your phone number out on air?
No.
Why? For this to work, we need to give out a phone number.
Have you seen the tweets I get? Imagine if they had my phone number. I'd be getting pictures.
Yeah, it would be sexy time, wouldn't it? Anyway, we'll see. Maybe we'll see. He knew though. He rumbled me.
Of course he did. He was laughing.
Well, maybe they have a lot of fun in there.
No,
they have a lot of fun in there. I think I answered the football questions well, though, didn't I? better than you thought, because I had Man City 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0, and
were they just lucky? I saw Danny Baker saying that
an average team. Playing against a team that people think are good, but we don't know. So that's what I was basing my whole football knowledge, as I based my whole radio career on one tweet from Danny Baker.
Yeah, good old Danny.
But I think I pulled it off then. Oh, come on!
I think he had you. I could hear him having you.
If we phone up... Id or no? Id, stop flirting with the staff.
Hi.
Will our phone number have shown up on their screen?
No, it will come up as anonymous, which is why they didn't have your number.
They can kiss this. They can kiss this. Right, he said, that was at 10:27, he said call back in 10 minutes. 10:37, we're going in on the phone, and we're going to destroy talkSPORT. We are going to be, let me try and think of a metaphor or simile. We are going to be... we're going to play some adverts while I think of something very clever to say. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number if you want to give us a call. Honestly, There were several new films. They bring out kind of rubbish films now because the summer is the big time for kids' movies now. So Kung Fu Panda 3 really was poor. Looked amazing, was a work of art, great philosophical, moral tale. No gags.
Where does it stand in the trilogy? Do you need to see the other two? Because I haven't seen any of them.
The only bit my boys laughed at was the bit in the trailer where he goes, right, so the noodle squat. So the dumplings squat, and the pandas are eating all the noodles and the dumplings. That was the only bit they laughed at. The rest of it was silence. There we go.
Thank you.
So, the 0844 499 1000. Nigel, come to you in a second. So they trailed the second Top Cat movie. I didn't even know there'd been a first. And honestly, the animation, it was, I'm trying to think of, if anyone played, the Scooby-Doo game on the ZX Spectrum, it was the similar style graphics.
Oh, no.
Similar style graphics to that. It was very, very boxy. The voices were atrocious. And also, Top Cat wasn't that good anyway.
I didn't think it was very good, no.
Of course, what was Top Cat called in this country? You say it?
In this country?
Yeah.
Top Cat. In America, Boss Cat.
No. What's the song?
Top Cat.
So what was it called in this country?
Top Cat.
What was it called in America?
Boss Cat.
Where is it from?
America.
Right. So why would they have made a cartoon in America with a song that was called Top Cat? That then they said, but we're going to call the program Boss Cat. Why would America do that?
Well, America is full of contradictions.
Let me speak to music. Let me speak to Talk Radio's very own Paul Gambaccini. It's Nigel. Good evening, Nigel.
Good evening, Ian.
Why? Well, why? In which country was Top Cat called Boss Cat?
In America. No. New York, wasn't it?
No. Right. Firstly, New York is the country. Secondly, no. Top Cat. It was set. No, it was set in New York. Yes, you're correct. But in one country it was called Top Cat, and in one country it was called Boss Cat. But
that's right. Yeah.
Which country called it Boss Cat and why? Pourquoi?
Which country was it from?
No, that's not what I'm asking. It was from America. No. You're right, Nigel.
I watched it when I was a child, yes. It was a cartoon.
I know.
These are all facts.
You sound a bit dazed today, Nigel. You've been on the meds.
Okay, I'm a bit tired. I've done 30 miles cycling today, so I'm a bit tired.
Now, did you actually go out and do it, or at home?
I went to Cranbrook, a place called Cranbrook. Have you been there before?
I don't know. Is it nice?
It's in Kent. No, Sussex, Cranbrook. Yeah, okay. It's nice. Yeah,
It was made in America, and it was called Top Cat, and the song was Top Cat. In England, it was called Boss Cat.
Yeah.
And if you notice at the beginning of it, they'd stamped Boss Cat. But why was it called Boss Cat?
It probably because of the name of the programme, the name of the show. Because it was called Top Cat. Boss Cat was the name of the animal.
No, he was called Top Cat. Okay, so why was he called TC and not BC?
Oh, I don't know.
Because he was called Top Cat. Boss Cat was... I can tell you. Boss Cat was never mentioned within the show Top Cat. It was only stamped on the title screen at the start in England.
Sometimes you say, yeah, boss.
Okay,
yeah, boss.
Because in this country there was a pet food called Top Cat.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is... And so in this country it was called Boss Cat because it was called Top Cat.
I love the show. It's very good, wasn't it?
Well, there's a film coming out of it. It looks bobbins. And I'll tell you what else looks bobbins. And I'm really trying to... Thank you, Roy, who's just tweeted the right answer. And hashtag God help us. I really want this show to be loving and embrace everything and be non-critical of stuff. But that new Jungle Book didn't half look dull, didn't it?
Does it look hack?
It looks dull. Got a good review on Front Row this evening on Radio 4. But it looks dull. And I'll tell you for why.
Well, I thought the cartoon was dull.
I'll tell you for why. Not as dull as... No, it's good because the cartoon's good. Which British pop group is pastiched?
Beatles.
Thank you. One of the voices, I think, is Lance Percival. I'm wrong on that. I'm wrong on that, Beatles fans.
Did you hear about David Gest?
No.
He died, didn't he?
I heard that, yes. I think it's really sad. It is really sad.
Yeah, because he wasn't very old, 62 or something.
Same age as my old man when he went. But it...
Sorry about that.
Interesting you found that funny.
No, I didn't. No, I was saying it's terrible. I was just saying it's terrible.
I heard a laugh. I'm not having a pop. We laugh at odd things. It's just interesting you laugh at the age of my dad when he died. I mean,
No, my dad died at 59, which is terrible. Even worse still, you know. But,
Top Trump. Dead Dad Top
Trump.
Trump.
Get past his age.
Dead Dad Top Trump. If your dad died, no, we won't do that.
No, but I hope I can get past his age. I'm the same age as when my dad died now.
Flippin' heck. Flip it.
So
if you get past
you begin
it,
to wonder, don't you?
If you get past, well, I'm 20 years younger. Well, you probably find that funny. If you get past it, you'll live for another 100 years.
Yeah. But you do worry that you might go the same way, don't you? This is the trouble. So I mean,
yes.
Just have a drink, I think.
Sorry. When?
Have a drink or two and forget it. You know.
Get boozed up. Why not?
Forget your worries.
Good answer. Good answer to all your worries.
In your old kit bag, you know.
Yeah. That song terrifies me. Do you know for why?
It's a good song, wasn't it?
It was. Do you know why it terrifies me?
Yeah.
Oh, and I'll tell you later on. I'm going to tell you how to have a hit record as well in a bit. He's not listening.
Speak a minute?
He's not listening.
Can I
Go.
speak?
Well, Nigel, no, because I tell you why that song terrifies me.
Yeah.
You'll remember this,
Because
Catherine.
it's to do with the army, isn't it?
Well, it is, but that's not why it terrifies me. You'll remember this programme, Nigel. You won't, Catherine. They summoned cosmic forces from the four corners of the universe. Sapphire, steel.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember?
I remember that one.
Sapphire and steel.
Oh, Sapphire and Steel, yeah.
Yeah. Do you don't remember that? Do you,
Joanna Lumley.
Joanna Lumley. David
and,
McCallum.
The man from Uncle.
Yeah, David McCallum.
Yes.
Is it his name, David McCallum? As spooky, extraterrestrial police officers. And there's an episode.
It was a terrible show, though, wasn't it?
No.
A terrible show.
No.
Did you like it?
Yes. And there's an episode where they're trapped on there's like a series where they're trapped on a train station, and all they hear every now and then is the ghost of a soldier going. Ian, I meant to ask this before I started working here, because if we don't have one, I wouldn't have come and work
here.
here.
Eerie, isn't it?
Hang on a minute, you got to button it. Do we have reverb?
No.
Oh, nuts!
What?
I wouldn't have come here if I'd known. Right, so he's walking down the corridor and he's walking on the platform, and all you hear is
No, not that.
You don't hear. You don't hear a toothless old hag. You hear this.
Oh yeah.
Terrifying.
Colonel Bogey.
No. was that your nickname at school?
Oh, Nigel.
That wasn't Colonel Bogey.
I do come out with some strange things, don't I?
You do a bit, yeah.
Here we go.
Can I do my thing in a minute?
No. Listen to this. You can listen to this. Here we go.
Yeah.
They summoned from the four corners of the universe. Sapphire, steel.
Something like that. I bet it's almost exactly as I just said it.
I remember it being on, but I didn't remember
All
watching
irregularities will be handled by the forces controlling each dimension.
Here we go. It's close.
Transuranic heavy elements may not be used where there is life.
I used to watch this as a kid.
Medium atomic weights are available. Gold.
Oh, the internet! Yeah, well, you get the point. And I know we're strutting. It's not a kids' TV show, so we can do it.
Gold.
Oh, that's
Copper. Jet.
Copper's a bit rubbish.
Diamond. Radium. Sapphire, silver, and steel.
Here we go.
Sapphire and steel have been assigned.
Whoa, guys!
Ian,
yes.
Ian,
yes, Nigel.
Changing the subject, my friend, I was talking about
Nigel, and let's be honest, Nigel. You've not really been working with this subject, have you? Really? You've got an agenda.
I'm listening. Yes, I'm taking it in.
You're an agenda bender. You've got an agenda, and you want to bend it.
Can I do my organ thing in a minute?
I don't think so tonight.
Well, I've got this recording of me.
Here's the thing, Nigel. I love your singing and stuff. I don't want to do it too much because I don't want to milk it.
Well, it's just about 2 minutes of organ music.
It's too long.
I've just made a song up.
It's too long. It's too long.
A minute then.
No.
A minute.
No.
Oh.
And you could come on and do stuff. Definitely. Not tonight. I don't want to do it too often because less is more.
I was going to say, my friend Mike Starr, I gave him the talk radio
they
number.
think they own it.
He might ring in the show.
He won't. So,
he
but
might
also,
do.
I don't really like, if I'm completely honest, playing tapes down the phone.
No. My friend, he was going to talk to me with. He's Miley Cyrus's ex-boyfriend. He was going to talk to me about it on the phone.
Nigel.
About Miley Cyrus.
Nigel. Yeah. Right. Couple of things. I don't want. I'd if anyone's going to play songs down the phone, I'd rather it was live.
Oh, I can sing live. Anyway.
Yeah, I know you can. Secondly. I'm going to say it, man, and it's going to sound like I'm being harsh, but do you know what? Choose discomfort over resentment, although this isn't a resentment. But the bloke who's telling you he's Miley Cyrus's ex-boyfriend, I think is having you on.
But he still said he would call in the show and talk about.
I don't think he won't, because I don't think he really is Miley Cyrus's ex-boyfriend.
Nigel. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't. It's only a bit of fun, isn't it? After all, anyway. Well, even if it's not.
Well, but if he's
lying, he is a singer and songwriter.
If he's lying to you, if he's lying to you, though, Nigel. In some ways, it could be argued that he's taking advantage of someone in a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
And it upsets me to think that someone might be taking advantage of you.
Yeah, but I still wanted to do more music sometime.
Okay. Well, you can call up and you can play it live, yeah?
When?
Maybe next week?
Can I do it?
Next week?
Not tonight.
I don't think so tonight, because you've done one already this week, haven't you? How about one a week?
Okay. That's okay. The other one's on the podcast, is it? The other
you can go and download the podcast, and you're in the podcast. Yes, boss.
Yeah.
All right, Nigel.
How do I get it, by the way?
You have to
on the internet.
Yes, that's it. There we go. That's fair enough, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
That's fair. And also, I could phone up and I'll do what I do. 0844 499 1000. We're gonna let's have this.
Plus your provider's access charge. Thank you for holding. Your
phoning. I forgot to phone. I'm really worried now. Those of you who are watching on the break on Periscope would have noticed me getting really anxious that I was a bit too harsh to Nigel there. Was I a bit too harsh? I don't know. 0844 499 1000. I just
Your call has been placed in
the queue. Your call has been placed in the queue, like the migrants. Now, go back if you're from Romania.
It's Farage. I've got to control the ship somehow, haven't I? I don't know. Anyway, so what are we talking about? When did kids' films stop being funny?
Sorry to keep you waiting. Your views and comments are important, so please hold.
I just want to get in there and talk sports with Andy. What's their name? Andy Goldstein and Jason Cundy. That's it. I know that Hart was the Man City goalkeeper, and he saved three potential goals.
Please hold. We will answer your call.
God, I'm nervous. It's weird, this, isn't it? I hate phoning phone-ins. What? Oh, okay.
Whatever the sport.
Here we go. I'm ready. All right.
We want to hear your comments. So please continue to hold, and we will be with you shortly.
Okay, I've got Julie.
Yes.
Can you give me any? If talkSPORT answer, I'm going to fade you down, but you'll still be there. Okay, so don't go anywhere.
Okay, no worries.
Can you give me any inside information about this football match that happened tonight?
No,
89 and 10:50.
I know that Hart was in goal. And apparently, I'm reading all this online. Paris Saint-Germain weren't. Is that how you say it? Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, or PSG.
PSG.
I think that's how people. Yeah.
Oh yes. They're always abbreviating stuff. PSG.
They are.
PSG weren't a very strong side, is what I'm being told on Twitter.
I've got no idea. I don't think he knows so much details. I think he just needs emotion.
Emotion
and passion.
Emotion and passion. I've not had that for years. Flipping it. I'm trying to think back to when I was in my 20s and I was emotional and passionate about stuff. It's a tough one. I can do it. All right. Well, what have you called in for, Julie? Bearing in mind I might dip your fader at any moment.
That's fine if you do.
Oh, hang on.
Your views and comments.
No, it's.
I want to know if Kung Fu Panda, the third one, is sad because I cry at all films.
Oh.
And I wanted to. I cried at Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2, much to the embarrassment of my kids. And am I going to cry?
I cry at all films. No.
Good.
No, and the thing is, right, there's a thing about dad... Oh.
If it's in the news...
There's a thing about dads in there, and I always cry about things about dads, because I'm a dad and because I've lost my dad, right?
Yeah.
And I was just there. I was just bored. I was just looking at the fur on the pandas. I mean, the animation is incredible, but the first two films are funny. I remember.
Yeah, they are. What film do you think you've cried the most at? Like proper bloodfest?
Oh, flipping it!
Whatever the sport.
You're going to find this weird, right? And I've not seen it in years.
Please continue to hold.
The Sesame Street film, Follow That Bird. Honestly, I mean, that was a long time ago. Was it
about Big Bird, by any chance?
Big Bird goes to California to find his parents. There's a brilliant gag in it, right? There's a brilliant gag. He gets tricked to go to California to find his parents. And he ends up in a circus, right? But to disguise him, they paint him purple. And there's a brilliant bit where all the Muppets are looking for him, and they go, "Is that him?" Go, "No, it can't be. He's purple." And he's going, "It's me. It's Big Bird." Go, "No, you're not. You're purple." It's a brilliant gag. But I cried it Inside Out a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
have you seen AI with that little kid from The Sixth Sense? Which is a bit of a
been placed in a queue.
Sorry, Julie, I cut you off for Farage there. I do
That's all right.
apologise. No, which one's? I don't think I have seen AI. No, I've not seen that one.
It's kind of like a modern twist on Pinocchio and Boo-hoo.
I cry at anything. Honestly, I
cry at anything. I do cry at cards.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Read nice words in cards.
You cry. Hang on, you actually read the words in the cards?
Yeah, I especially like looking. I never buy them, but you know the special kind of funny paper ones. They're all on a special stand with like calligraphy, and it'll be very specific, like to my friend who's gone through something terrible at this time, and it's really heartfelt emotion.
Yeah. Oh, but you just you stand in Clinton's and just cry?
Well, yeah, I mean, not as a choice, but if I'm in Clinton's, then I will like to have a look at the ultra-emotional sad cards, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my mum always... Fair play, actually. My mum cries at cards, and it's me and my sister try and outdo each other
Yeah,
each
I do that
birthday
with my mum.
as to who can make her cry the most.
Yeah, I do exactly that.
Whatever the sport or
Oh, this is getting... I'm getting so tense here. So tense. All right, Julie, listen, thank you for that.
No worries, Ian.
Cheers, my dears. Ta-ta. No, it was Follow That Birdie. Now, is that the Sesame Street movie, Follow That Bird? Yes, it is. Yeah. Ah, okay, so I'm giving... I hope you're not giving...
1089.
Flipping heck. I hope you're not giving me false information, people on Twitter, about this football match. Because I'm all tooled up
And we will connect you as soon as possible.
that the Man City goal wasn't actually a goal. Offside. They were offside. I'm being told. I've got literally no idea what I'm saying at all. Hang on a second. There must be a secret button.
Your call has been placed in a queue.
Damn you, Farage!
As soon as possible.
Your
Please
call's
hold
been
the
placed in a queue, and the queue's longer than it should be because of all the bloody migrants. I'm Nigel Farage. Where's my fags?
Oh, well, you know, I suspect we could be here until 1 o'clock. And do you know what, guys? I'm not that fussed.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Your views and comments are important. So please hold and we will connect you as soon as possible.
They've been saying that for a while. They've been saying the soon as possible line for a while. You can still call in if you want, guys, and we may let this let this pass in a minute. 0844 499 1000. Don't worry, we'll call you back. We won't be left on hold for this long, guys.
If it's in the news, you can bet we're talking about it. Please hold. We will answer your call as quickly as possible.
Look at this. Look at the speed we do it. Hello, Trevor. Good
evening, Ian.
Hello,
How
Trevor.
are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. You all right?
Yeah, nice to hear you and Kath back on the radio.
Thank you very much indeed. It's nice to be able to feed both the children.
Because obviously, it was, obviously I was a 3-star listener, so, it was,
These things happen, and these nasty things happen, but it was always my cunning plan was if I was going to leave there, Kath was going to come with me, because I think the team is important. I managed to...
Well, yeah, you two are... I have emailed you, but anyway, you two are actually a perfect combination.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much indeed, Trevor. What you got for us, Trevor? Bearing in mind that I might drop your fader immediately if I hear talkSPORT answer.
Really? Well, that's okay. That's fine.
But I mean,
obviously, football's more important.
Of course it is. Oh, I thought it was then. I get really nervous. Do you get nervous when you're phoning us up tonight, Trevor?
Well, I haven't phoned in you at all now, so...
But are you feeling nervous about it?
Obviously, yes, it's quite... I feel...
And will be answered.
David passed on. But do you think that the NASA admitting?
Trevor? Trevor, your line is... Oh, this is all, your line is breaking up, Trevor. And he's gone. He's gone.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Your views and comments are important. So please hold, and we will connect you as soon as possible.
Have we got more calls, Id? No, we haven't. Right, that's fine. We haven't got any more calls. 08444991000. They know it's me phoning in.
I know, because someone's opened their big yappy trap.
Yeah, Yappy. Jake Yappy.
Yap.
Caught in the trap. Is that... Imagine he's at school. No. Yeah. Yap. What we do is we'd hold his head on my arm.
Give him a slap.
Yap. Caught in the trap. Poor old Jake Yap got a big slap. And you'd spam him. Do you remember spamming? Did you used to have spamming at your school?
No.
Where children would go out and slap in the... Give him a spam. Hey, spam.
Whatever the sport or topic,
well, what we're going to do is, Jake. What day is Jake Yap on? Saturdays or Sundays?
Continue to hold, and we will be with you shortly.
Right. Well, I'll kill him.
Don't kill him.
I'm going to kill him.
Can we not just hurt him?
No. I'm going to kill him.
Badly.
Sometimes only actual death is. Sometimes we should bring back hanging for Jake Yap.
But people who blow our gaffs.
What?
On 10:89
That's what they call it.
And 10:53 a.m.
Anyway,
talkSPORT is
what you got for us?
Station where you can have your
So I know how to have a hit record.
Right.
I've worked it out. I've worked it out perfectly, and I worked it out whilst watching Kung Fu Panda 3. They're all doing it. They're all doing that voice in there. They're all doing the voice. Oh, when Dustin Hoffman's doing it, it's okay, right?
Your call has been...
When Ian Lee's doing it, it's racialist.
Well,
is it?
Yeah.
So Dustin Hoffman's allowed to do a Chinaman voice.
Probably does it accurately, doesn't he? Don't do it again.
Okay, that's all good. All right. They're not going to answer, are they? Do that thing whenever I want to phone someone and I really want to talk to them.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
They're not going to answer. So you start to put the phone down. Oh, just 5 more
We'll
rings.
connect you as soon as possible.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Chickens.
No, I put the phone down.
You haven't.
Oh, I think they answered! Oh, no. They're not going to answer this close to the...
If it's in the news, you can bet we're talking about...
I'm not having this. We'll call them after 11. I'm not having it. We'll call them after 11.
You know this is how restraining orders are made.
So I know how to have a hit record.
Go on. Tell me.
Very, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Pick an up-tempo, upbeat song from 10 years ago.
Locomotion.
From 10 years ago.
From 10 years ago. What was 10 years ago? Right, they're not... I know. Katy Perry, I Kissed a Girl, and I liked it.
Okay, right. Do you want to have a hit with that now? Do you want to get in top 10?
Not really. A bit busy. Go on, say I do.
Okay. You do it like this, and if I had reverb, I'll put it on now. Well, I kissed a girl and I liked it. I don't know the words to it.
That's pretty much it.
Right. Well, how does it go? I kissed a girl and I liked it.
Yeah. Taste of her cherry chapstick.
Okay, go.
Go on.
So
I can't look at you doing that face.
This is... Well, you'll have to look at me when I'm on top of the Pops and the Chart Show. Top of the Pops and the Chart Show and the Tube. And
the Roxy.
And I'll be on Crackerjack. Well, I kissed a girl and I liked it. The taste of her cherry chapstick.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
It's a hit, though.
Yeah.
Pick another song from... Hang on. Hey, Bo, it's a fun game to play. I worked this out when I was watching Kung Fu Panda. Bo?
Hello?
Give us an up-tempo song from about 10 years ago.
Oh,
I've got one.
How Bizarre by OMC.
Oh, brilliant. You've had your hit. Okay.
That was more than 10 years ago.
I can only remember the chorus.
Every time I look around. That one.
Okay. Every time I look around, how bizarre.
That's beautiful.
It's horrible.
How bizarre. What are the words? Sing it. Hang on a minute. We'll do this. This is it. I remember, and
Here's
also, that song is so much more fun if you imagine it's being sung by Ringo Starr. I thought it was Ringo when I first heard it. Right, Bo, stay there, because we've got to go to the ads. Well, you can have another hit. I'm going to give you an, unlike Larry Page.
Good, you're
going to
like this one.
Got a coterie of hot young men that I'm going to call Rock and Cliff and Stud. And I'm going to give them hit records. It's a piece of we. 0844 499 1000.
Talk Radio.
I've got a brilliant one I'm going to do. Bo, can you stick around till after the news? Bo? I guess that's a no.
No.
It's
a no from Bo.
We'll call Bo back. 0844 499 1000. I've got a brilliant one to do. It's a simple formula. You pick an up-tempo song. Everyone's doing it. And it was started by that fella that did It's a Very, Very Mad World.
Can I do one to you?
You've had a hit already. I've got a great one that Alex, I think, has just suggested on Twitter. We'll have that after we have the news. Oh yeah, go on, actually. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. So, we're telling you how... Bo, you're back, I believe.
Yes, I'm here.
OK, so this is how we make a hit record, OK? You get a song from about 10 years ago that was upbeat, and you slow it down, right? And everyone's doing it. And this is here's a great one. Here's a great one that parents will get. And thanks to Alex for suggesting this. I had to dedicate this to Alex, who passed away recently. A duck went up to a lemonade stand, and he said to the man running the stand, "Hey man, do you have any grapes?" And the man said, "No, we're a lemonade stand. I can sell you lemonade at the wave of a hand." And so the duck, he waddled away till the very next day, yeah. Boom! Hit!
Beautiful.
Top 10. I mean, you're only going to get as high as number 4, probably about number 6. I'm happy with that. You won't get much money because you didn't write the song, but if you get enough of these bad boys, you can then go on a really boring concert tour of slow songs.
Yeah.
And that's where you make the money with Live Nation.
What are they so miserable about, these kids, anyway? Miserable. Miserable.
Because they're banning legal highs.
Ah.
That's why. And SATs. They're SATs and the banning of legal highs. That's what's going on. You've got one.
When the sun shines, we'll shine together.
Oh, I don't
know that I'll be there whenever. And then what they do, right? When you do the whole, you can stand under my umbrella, right? And they do that thing, and then they'll put under it, and then you do a remix.
I don't know if you were watching the chart show last week, Bo. They had a 20-second clip of Kath's new single. I thought it was rubbish. It was too fast. It was too fast. It was rubbish. I hope it doesn't sell, and I hope her pop career goes nowhere.
I'm here!
Don't worry, she'll get work. In McDonald's. Yeah, I will have fries of that, please, Kath. Thanks. Yeah, totally destroyed her there, mate. And
I've got something here for you, and you can go large if you like.
Whoa! Guys on Periscope will see she's making rude gestures with her fingers. What we need to do, Bo, because I'm determined to get onto talkSPORT. Hang on a second. You can make your point, don't worry. I just want to hear what's going on there.
And in rugby union, England and Bath wing, Anthony
really?
Watson has been
Is
given
this better
a
than what you were
two-week
gonna
ban
offer them?
after receiving a red card earlier this
Because I
month
don't want to
against
phone...
Saracens.
Oh, they're still doing sports news. They get... No wonder they're full of energy after the show. Their news and sports goes on for ages.
Slackers.
Against
I've got a feel.
Don't forget all the latest sports news.
I've never listened to the show. What?
On
There we go.
Digital Radio and 1089 and 1053 AM. The Sports Bar.
Sports Bar.
On
With Andy Goldstein
talkSPORT.
and Cundy. Yeah, football. Yeah, football. I'm doing it with a football. I'm doing it with a football. I'm watching adult movies and I'm drinking some beer. Then I'm doing it with a football. Making sweet love.
What are you eating?
I've just finished a mint.
Yeah!
I'm getting into a bit of a
banter,
a routine now. I have like an 11 o'clock mint.
Right.
To be fair,
bizarre.
Your breath
11
needs
o'clock
it.
mint.
Huh?
Your breath needs
Oh,
it.
look at that. Hold on. Clean cut
I've
Cundy over there.
had a tweet from SMRC and saying Cundy and Goldstein are sad acts when Chelsea won the Champions League. Here's the bit that makes me laugh. The majority of other clubs' fans wanted them to beat Bayern. Where's your proof?
13 pence.
Well, you can't just wheel out.
I want this. I want this more than I want my children to succeed in life. Apparently this is the same, if anyone can verify this, it's the same hold music as Burnham High Street Doctors.
Oh.
Or something like that. But I want this more than I want...
Your call.
Oh, Farage!
Please hold the line.
Please hold the line!
Or get out of the country if you're not born here.
Anyway, Bo, what did you call in for, Bo?
Well, I was just phoning in just to say that I can't phone in tonight because I've been eating some salt and vinegar crisps and I've hurt my tongue.
Well, that's...
I can't phone in tonight.
Well, Bo, I appreciate that, and let me just... Hang on.
Sorry to keep
Bo
you waiting.
can't call in. All right, we've got that down the list, Bo. Thank you, mate.
Thank you. Good
Cheers,
night,
mate.
good
Ta-ta.
night.
If anybody else can't call in tonight, 0844 499 1000.
We want to hear.
We want to hear why and the wherefores.
Your illness is important to us.
If it's in the news, you can...
But still, she sounds sexy. I'm going to listen some more.
We will answer your call as quickly as possible.
It's a touch of the Scouse there, isn't there?
Whoa!
Oh.
Hello?
Hello there. What's your name?
My name's Dave.
You're right. Oh, right, Dave. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. I want to speak to Andy about the football.
Yeah, what was it that you wanted to say?
Well, I think the team were lucky. I think that goal was definitely offside. And if I'm honest, I think the man of the match was Hart.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Who do you support, Dave?
That's I support Man City, of course.
Oh, right. You were at the game as well?
No, I wasn't at the game. I was watching it on telly.
In the first.
It's
Fantastic. All right, Dave, mate. I'm going to put you on hold.
Okay.
And see if we can get to you, mate.
Okay. What do you mean,
Cheers,
see?
Dave.
Okay.
If they start romping all over the Premier League again next season, start ruling...
Dave, mate, can I get a number so we can give you a call back? Because we're fully packed with callers at the moment.
It's... can I just hold? Honestly, I will give you gold compared to what those other callers have got.
All right, Dave, I'll put you on hold, mate.
Thank you.
Wrong. Every year, I know that we receive a lot of criticism.
When the callers get arsey with you, do they stand more or less chance of getting
What do
on?
you think?
We are improving. I am assured it's not easy because you have very strong teams in Europe.
It's all about football.
They haven't got an argument with me yet. They will, but
winning
not yet.
the Champions League, but not only winning the champion. I think that the project of this club is finished.
This isn't... Come on, guys. This is...
Continue in a
Do you
long
think
term, trying to improve in every sense.
He's going to leave me there.
One of the targets to win.
I'm right, though. I'll
put you on.
The champion.
Just quickly, you got Conte as your new manager.
Mm-hmm.
Pellegrini or Conte?
Well, Conte's arriving. I'm quite excited about.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm
All
quite excited about what he can bring.
Dave's a man.
Say live on National Radio. Dave, good evening to you.
Yeah, I thought the match tonight, I thought we were lucky.
Right.
Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean, right, okay? I've just given you gold there. Pick it up and run with it. Go on, it's your job.
What? What are you on about? Why are you so angry?
Because...
What's that with you? Are you just falling out with your missus or something?
I'll fall out with... Your face will fall out with my fist in a minute, lad.
Not our fault.
You listen, right?
You listen.
No, you listen, Cundy! I've been listening to you for long enough, Cundy! You listen to me. You listen to me, Cundy! And you listen good. That team were blooming lucky tonight. Blooming lucky. That goal was offside.
What's happening, Dave? What's happened?
I've got a good mind to come up... Whereabouts is talkSPORT?
18 Hatfields, London.
Right. Oh. Well, I'm going to come... I would... If I wasn't busy...
Send an email, Dave. Send an email or a tweet.
I'll send a picture of my fist, and then you can hold it up against your face, and you can get an idea of what that might feel like.
Oh, Dave, why are you so angry?
Where's the other Muppet? Goldstein. I like him.
Dave. He's gone. He's gone to the email machine to see if your pictures come through.
It's not. I haven't got a camera phone, so it's tricky for me to do that. Can I fax a sketch?
Dave.
What's going on,
Dave, calm down. We don't like angry callers. What's going on?
I'm sorry. I thought the team were lucky tonight. That goal was offside. Hart played a blinder. And PSG, but they're not a very strong team. You know that, guys. You know that, guys.
So what about this? What about...
Dave, have you phoned us before?
No.
I'm too busy touching myself when you guys are on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what.
I know exactly what's happening now. I've got it.
Dave.
I've worked it out.
Dave, you ruined it.
What have you worked out, Goldstein? You couldn't work your way out of a complicated sum.
Yeah.
Hi, Matt. Off you go.
I think they cut us off. They cut us off.
Chickens.
They cut us off. Now will I get?
Well, you did talk about touching yourself. That's a bit rude.
Will I get in trouble for that? I mean,
Nah.
I mean, technically,
I'll get in trouble.
Oh well, in that case, that's fine. Id.
There are a whole lot of people that just came by looking through the window to see who it was.
Well, it's not me.
And just to make they dumped you.
Did they dump me?
They dumped you.
Yes! I've not been dumped for years! They dumped me! So, they didn't hear me saying about the Periscopers heard it. You guys heard it. You heard it. Censorship.
So they didn't
Censorship.
They didn't hear him saying that he was touching himself.
No, they didn't.
Did they know it was me?
I'm getting a few looks through the studio, the control room window right now from the talkSPORT boys.
Play it cool.
They'll know when it's in the podcast, Catherine.
Yes, which I'll go make in a minute.
Away they go. Away they go.
Oh, no, I can't go out now.
No, because it'll be obvious. I'll tell you what. 0844 499 1000. I panicked because when they came to me, normally I haven't done a prank phone call since the Dwayne Chambers gate. But normally it's like that. All right, fella, I'm Dave. But all right, I'm Dave. I was like, oh no, I've gone in with an accent. I'm stuck with an accent.
Do you know the first time you called, you didn't have an accent?
No, I know.
Gotta stay true to your part, mate.
Man alive, I think they know now.
Well,
because all the grass is on Twitter, but I don't think they knew them then.
Well, nice choice of accent as well, by the way.
Thank you.
Mine.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. You're right, Kyle. Kyle.
Iain.
Someone singing the name Iain.
It's Goldstein.
Could be.
Iain.
Yeah, that's weird. 0844 499 1000. Who's coming on at 11:30? I'm excited about
The Ram Music Club.
No, you put an at the end of Ram.
The Ram. It's because I'm a bit classy.
Say
the Ram.
No, you're doing it. You're going Rammer.
I'm saying M properly.
Say who's
Ram.
Who's He-Man's sidekick? The wee fella that bounces.
What, Ram Man?
Yeah.
Ram Man.
Ram Man. So the Ram.
Fisto.
That was his name,
There was
wasn't
a
it?
Fisto.
Never used to watch that.
There was a Fisto.
I had a friend who genuinely had sexual fantasies about the woman in Thundercats.
Oh, what, Chitara?
That was it, yeah.
Who's this?
Who's this?
Hello, it's Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello. I'd like to talk about the match.
Go on then. What do you want to say?
That Man City match was amazing. How did you keep the voice up?
I really wish I had done the voice, and I didn't mean to get so angry so quickly.
I know. Have you been looking at Twitter? Everybody tweeting Andy Goldstein.
I don't know how to see that. I don't know how to do that.
You just search for Andy Goldstein and then click live, and everyone's going crazy. Did you guys cut Angry Dave off? He was hilarious. Please get him back. Get Dave back. Weirdest caller ever.
Oh, all I can see is it just goes straight to his page.
Do you think I'm going to be in trouble? I mean, Iain won't be. He's quote unquote talent.
Well, I mean, they did dump. I mean,
you didn't hear me say that. I hadn't phoned before because I'm too busy touching myself.
I heard it. I'm watching on Periscope. I thought it was fine. I don't know why there was anything wrong with it.
I think they were worried about how much further you were going to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Twitter and there's a lot of laughing face emojis going on at Andy Goldstein, but no one's given you up yet.
Oh, well, apart from Jake, yeah.
Oh, no, somebody's literally given you up. George Bucci's just given you up. Unbelievable.
Blocked. What's his Twitter handle?
At George WHUFC.
UFC. WHUFC. Right, I'm blocking him.
No, but that's not going to help. That's not going to help Andy.
No, but it'll make me feel better.
It will.
Right.
Apart from that, no one's given you up.
He's blocked. Right, blocked him.
That'll teach him.
I think you should ask everybody that calls tonight to start with. Hello, it's Dave. I'd like to talk to you about Man City.
Thank you to everyone who gave me footballing knowledge because I don't know a thing about football.
That was impressive. What was that about Hart?
Hart was the goalkeeper. He saved three. He did three great saves.
Oh right.
Yeah.
3 great saves.
3 great saves.
But the greatest scoreline tonight was Arsenal 2, Ghostbusters 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. It's a joke that some of you will get. Most of those Ghostbusters videos are now lost.
Oh, it's a shame.
They're now lost.
They were a similar theme, though, weren't
So, Ram Music Club.
Yeah.
I like them.
Tell us about what they're about, because that was one of yours.
Okay. Well, what they are. Thank you, Matt. Is that? Oh well, thank you. No, it's not that bad. But still, thank you, Matt. So Ram Music Club is brilliant. It's brilliant. It's Martin, isn't it, the guy? I've not spoken to him yet.
Fitzgerald.
We've not
Is it
spoken.
Fitzgerald?
You need to find out. You're the producer. Do some producing.
I writ it down.
Okay. You need to do some producing and find out what his name is.
Well, hang on. I'll go and have a look in my book.
Okay, go.
Right, and I'll
Then there's no point. He's going to be on in 10 minutes, so shall I don't want to set it up now.
it'll be literally 2 minutes. 2 seconds.
Thank you, Matt. One of them shows tonight. By the way, if you're listening, we mentioned the podcast there. That will be in the podcast. There is a daily podcast that comes out. It's about 25 minutes long. It's longer. Don't tell the bosses. Don't tell the bosses. And we'll have yesterday the full John Ronson interviews in it. You basically go to iTunes, you type in Iain Lee and talk, and it comes up. It's on all your other podcast providers. I'm an Apple slave, so I use iTunes for my podcast, but whatever you would normally use for a podcast, it's probably on there. If it's not, tweet me at Iain Lee, and people are really good at helping point you in the right direction. And they're up there forever. Unlike the BBC ones, they would go after 30 days, which I never got. I never understood that. These ones are up there forever. So we are on show 13, 12.
It's
19,
the 12th.
Show 19.
Yeah.
Flipping out, I lost a week. We're on show 19.
Yeah.
And there was a few that I did before the radio station kicked off, man. So go and download those. And if you leave nice comments, it helps with the chart position stuff.
I was right. It was Martin Fitzgerald.
Well, that's great.
So he's coming on. I'm going to ring him up in a minute.
Okay.
And then I'm going to
There's no point in me explaining the concept of it now. Basically, it's quite geeky. And it's musicy. But it's a really simple idea. And it's one of those ideas... You go, oh, I could have thought of that, but you didn't, and that's
the best ideas.
It's and I'm a bit embarrassed because he's asked me to do Ram Music Club, and I've got to I want to hammer home the point. Yes, someone dropped out, but that's not why I approached him for an interview, because I wanted to do it. I did want to do it. Oh, of course I wanted to do it. The old ego wanted to have a little pop at that game, but it's. Anyway, 0844 499 1000. We've not had many calls on what's exploded in your trousers or your pocket. Let me tell the story. So, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm getting really fat all of a sudden. It's because I'm on these meds and they make me hungry. So I'm just eating rubbish. So I've cut out chocolate pretty successfully. I had one of those chocolate biscuits, then I realised what I was doing.
You've got to stop the butties on the way home.
Well, that's kind of all I'm eating, though, butty, is the butty.
On the way home, though? The extra one?
No, because I'm hungry. No, because I'm hungry. And otherwise I'll go home and I'll eat rubbish. But I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. If they want to come on, they can. They're more than welcome to come on. Yeah. Oh, yes. This is called filling, Ed. This is called filling. I normally come in with a big tub of yoghurt.
Yeah, big one.
So I've come in with just a single serving now.
Uh-huh.
And I made the mistake of putting it in my jacket pocket. Okay. And I put it in my jacket pocket just as I was coming up. So I come out of the car, put it in my jacket pocket. The bag's full of stuff. Come up the stairs. Was going to sit down in the office, get the yoghurt out, put it on the side. I'll have that later. Beautiful. Half an hour into it, I'm looking for my fob. Okay, I put my hand in my left pocket, no fob there. Put my hand in my right pocket, and it's I nearly said a really horrible phrase there, which I didn't. But it's like putting a hand in a teenager's sock.
Oh God! I'm glad you didn't say that.
No, that was the toned down version.
Flipping heck!
It was basically the yoghurt pot had exploded in my pocket, and I'm sat there, and it's like. It's like when I was a kid once and I weed myself at school and the shame and embarrassment. Fair play, I was 16.
Are you daft? I'm a mother. I've seen worse things exploding.
The shame and embarrassment. And I just thought, oh, God. And I went through every option. One option was killing you, if I'm honest.
I would have helped you.
Another option was just pretending I'd gone mad.
You know what I carry in my bag at all times?
What?
Wipes.
Doesn't matter. The option I came up with was, very delicately, get my soggy hand in my soggy pocket, and it was everywhere. Got up. Picked up my fob, walked out to the gentlemen's toilets, and I delicately dealt with it. I pulled out the yoghurt pot, Thought about eating it, binned it. Pulled out the wallet, that was in there. That was the first thing. Licked it clean. Washed it. And I cleaned out all of the yogurty goodness from my pocket, and I felt humiliated.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
As your friend.
Yes, mate.
Breaks my heart you didn't tell me, because I would have helped you out with that.
Well, there we go.
But I'm proud of you for dealing with it yourself.
Exactly. So maybe Stephen Fry's last Twitter rant actually does have some merit. You don't know what it is?
Yeah.
No one likes self-pity.
Oh, flipping heck.
No one likes self-pity. And I wasn't self-pitying. I self-pitied a little bit, and then I got up and I dealt with it.
But you know...
Maybe Stephen Fry's right. He was talking about yoghurt exploding
No, he wasn't talking about yoghurt.
Oh, tell me about it after the show. I'm sure the analogy works perfectly. James is in East Yorkshire. Yes, James.
Ian, I've got a story for you about a sauna. Are you ready for this?
That may literally be the funniest 2 minutes of radio I've ever said in my life there.
Okay, shall I put that in the pod?
No. Yes, James, go on, let's hear your sauna story.
Oh, yeah, right. My wife went to work abroad last week for the first time, and she wasn't aware of the etiquette of going into a sauna, and that in Europe, this is in the Netherlands, no clothes. Men and women together, no clothes.
Yeah, it's just messed up, isn't it, mate? It's
weird.
Yeah.
And they're cool about it. The Europeans, no big deal. And there's two old men sitting in the corner, don't bat an eyelid. She's really tense and really nervous, sitting down, everything on show, doing the dance of the towels. And then these two men just sort of adjust positions.
Can I just say, James, after the last 20 minutes of radio, my suspicion alert radar is on...
No, I can understand that, Ian. I can totally understand that. Can I use the word test? The test tackles.
You can use tackles, but I'm on high. We're on DEFCON 5 here now.
Gotcha.
We are Jodie Foster in Panic Room. We are locked down as tight as anything can be, and I can make that dump button. Kath, time me. Say ready, steady, go, and then time me.
Ready, steady. Go.
Boom!
Don't dump me now.
No.
Don't dump me now.
That was less than a second.
Yeah, it was sharp.
That was less than a
sharp.
second. Thank you, mate. Oh, go on, James, away you go. But just let you know, my military training is starting to kick in now.
You're on it. I mean, I've said my worst word, the test tackles. So the test tackles are in full view all of a sudden. This man stretches nonchalantly, stretches out. Everything's on show to my wife. And she gets this view, and to her as an English woman, it's the most weird thing in the world. It's blowing her mind. You know, she's shocked by it. But to the Europeans, it's perfectly normal. But the point that I wanted to make to you was that...
Here we go. Here it comes. Here comes the punchline. Here comes the punchline, James!
I promise it's benign. He had really odd-shaped balls. But
everyone does. Everyone's testicles are weird. And the thing is, here's the thing, ladies. If ever you're bored, guys, and you've not got your iPhone's not charged up and stuff, we know this. Our testicles are constantly moving.
Oh!
Yeah,
constantly moving. Honestly, it's the weirdest thing. So did you not know that, Kath?
No, well, I've not kept that close an eye.
You honestly, guys, you get bored. The kids are asleep upstairs. You pull your pants. Honestly, they shift. Shapeshifters.
Will you admit, Ian, to having a dominant and a sort of an alpha and a beta ball? One's bigger than the other.
I think we've probably explored that as much as I'm comfortable with. But thank you, James. They're constantly, and it's just very subtle. It's like I think it's where they got the idea for the lava lamp from. It's the same technology. Honestly, constantly shifting. I'll show you. I won't. But yeah, they're constantly shifting.
Wow, it's a good job my glands don't do that. Be odd, wouldn't it?
I have no problem with nudity. No problem with nudity at all.
Really?
No, not at all. When I went to Japan, they're all nude. Not all the time. When you go for the hot baths.
Not all the time.
And I was a very confident man in Japan.
Oh, striding around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. For obvious reasons. But I've got no problem with nudity as such, when it's the right time and place. A sauna, yes, in a foreign country, not in this country. A steam room in a foreign country, yeah, certainly.
What about in a sort of public baths in the changing rooms? You stride around there?
No, cubicle.
Right.
Unfortunately, and that's why I'm a little bit embarrassed. It's sort of a joke, isn't it? It's kind of a joke.
Are you suggesting something weird about your...
They're cube-shaped, yes I All right, Catherine, let's enough of this tittle-tattle. Let's have what I like to call a break. 08444991000 is the telephone number. Maybe not calling for a bit, because we're going to speak to Martin in a minute, who runs Ram Music Club. Your homework, which I should have set you yesterday and I forgot to do, is go and have a look at them on Twitter, at Ram Album Club is the correct name on Twitter. And I remember that, because every time I look for them, I can never find them. The thing about it is, it's a genius idea, right? And when Martin explains the idea, you'll go, oh yeah, I could have thought of that. And that's what makes ideas genius, is you go, yeah, I could have thought of that, but you didn't think of it. And that's it. Martin's on the line now. Evening, Martin.
Hello, Ian. How are you?
It's really nice to talk to you. We've exchanged a few tweets and a few emails.
I think we had some of the best tweets ever. But they were kind of private tweets about the age of various rock stars.
Yes,
when they did things.
when they did things, we did.
Yeah.
Martin, it's so nice to talk to you. Ram Album Club is the correct title, isn't it?
Yes, it stands for Ruth and Martin's Album Club.
And Ruth,
the Martin bit.
And the Ruth bit, where is she? She's been very quiet.
Yeah, she basically doesn't do anything. She got me to do all of the work.
Do you know what?
It was kind of her idea, though.
Martin, I had a terrible moment there when I said she's been very quiet, and there was an intake of breath. I thought, oh God, she's dead, isn't she? She's alive. It was her idea, was it?
Yeah, and then we named it in her honour because she died.
Oh, no. And, listen, explain the idea, because I've been saying all night, it's one of those ideas, when you say it, you go, oh yeah, I could have thought of that, but no one else did think of it, and it's so beautiful in its simplicity. Go on, explain it.
So, the basic idea is every week we make a guest listen to a kind of great album that they've never heard before. And they have to explain why they've never listened to it. They have to lay out any prejudice they have against that particular artist. Or sometimes it's just things like, look, I just got old, I had a couple of kids, and I stopped listening to music at that point, and this album came out after that. We then make them listen to this album, this critically acclaimed album that everyone says is brilliant, and they have to listen to it 3 times, and then they have to review it. So each week, there's kind of 3 parts. I do an intro about the album and the artist. We then kind of sum up the critical opinion. So if you're reading it, you get almost a kind of case for the defence about, why this album is not kind of great. It's just the story of the album. The thing I like doing is just telling the stories of, these artists and, how these albums got made. Then it gets handed over to the guest, and the guest explains why they've never bothered listening to it before, and then they review it.
And that's it. And it's beautiful. And you've had some really good guests. Who you had? You had Stuart Lee. Who else have you? Chris Addison. Was it Chris Addison this week?
Stuart Lee. We had Chris Addison this week doing What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. We had Buxton fairly early on. We had Tom Watson, deputy leader of the Labour Party.
Oh, beautiful.
We had Al Murray, Tracy Thorn, Carr.
What did Al Murray listen to?
Al Murray listened to the band. Band.
Wow. And what did he make of it?
He didn't like it.
And this is the problem I have with it, Martin. Because I read one. I've not read all. I've read a few of them. Who was reviewing Forever Changes? Because they got it. They were wrong.
They
were wrong. They were wrong.
That was a American comedian who lives in LA, and the whole thing about that week's piece was I asked a question on Twitter at the start of the week, which was if you could live in anywhere in the 60s for 3 years, where would you live? And the answer to that is LA 1965 to 1967. Because in my head, that's like just a massive episode of the Monkees for 3 years.
Yep, and you get bonus points for that reference, of course. Thank you.
Yeah. And everyone else was saying, London and sort of nonsense. So we gave it to her because she lived in LA, and because Forever Changes is such a big album in England, we wanted to give it to someone who lived in that community, but wasn't around at the time. So she would have been someone who, I think her mum and dad were like hippies and stuff, so what we try and do sometimes is kind of create juxtapositions between. And I think one of the reasons why we started it was because you'd often watch those sort of talking head shows on sort of BBC Four.
Yeah.
And it's just fella after fella after fella after fella talking about the same old thing. And obviously, I'm a fella too.
Yep.
But we don't want to do that. So on the occasions where we've done sort of Pink Floyd, we've always got women to listen to Pink Floyd because I've always thought that voice was missing in that conversation. And when we did Guns N' Roses, we got a young gay guy to listen to Guns N' Roses because, again, I thought those voices were missing. And part of the thing that I'm trying to explore is these albums that are so acclaimed. Is it possible that they're factually good and can get past any form of prejudice or any... If you find the most unlikely listener, what would they think about this album that other people like? I'm not really interested so much in giving albums to people that I think would like them. I'm trying to do something different than that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does make sense, and it's interesting you say that because, listen, I am a white, middle-aged, middle-class guy, right, and it works in my favour a lot because it means I get a lot of, I get gigs primarily, not primarily, but it helps me in that respect. But you're right. There are a lot of white, middle-aged, middle-class guys that go around. Stuart McConey, may God bless him, he's brilliant. But do we really need Stuart McConey's opinion on an album from 1972 again?
No, would be my answer to that. And again, nothing. I don't have anything. I don't know Stuart McConey. I have nothing against him. But one of the things that I wanted to do was I sort of thought that people were being put off these albums because of the journalism around them.
Yeah,
and it was quite po-faced and it was quite preachy. There's lots of use of the word classic, which is a word that we never use, and all of that kind of, 1,001 albums that you should listen to before you die. I really hate all of that stuff. And the example that I always use about this, I think one of the things that I sort of learned, excuse me, was if you look at the 60s and even the 70s, I was always told the story of those years through the stock footage. So I'm told that the 60s is all about Carnaby Street and swinging London. I'm never told what it's like in Scunthorpe. And I'm told that sort of 76 was this BC-AD moment where there was a big clash between sort of prog and punk, and you're never told about the Yes fan that's also into the Clash.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's fine when you're growing up and you don't experience those years. But as you get older, and then you hear those things being said about the time that you lived through, and the big one for me was when people said that, in 1997, New Labour, came to power on a wave of optimism and Britpop. And I'm like, hang on, no, I was there for that one, and it wasn't really like that.
But I don't think those times aren't like that for anyone. I mean, the 60s swung for about 20 minutes for probably about 100 people. You're right. If you think of 1967, everybody was tripping on acid, man. Everyone was smoking massive hookah pipes, and they weren't. It was, for a lot of people, it was tin baths and outside toilets.
Yeah, you're always shown that stock footage of that girl in Hyde Park who is blowing a bubble as if she's the first person that's ever blown a bubble. And she's looking at it. And then they go somewhere else and everyone's living in a big lava lamp.
Yeah, yeah.
And you get told this over and over and over again. And there is one example that I always use about this, which is there was an article in The Guardian a while back about Coldplay, which, sort of band I don't particularly like, but the article was about how the journalist kind of liked Coldplay, but he didn't like Coldplay, and he wished that he didn't like them as much as he did. But in the article, there's a section within it where the journalist says Coldplay were formed in 2000, and they went to international stardom in 2002 with A Rush of Blood to the Head. So he's put those two dates down. They were formed in 2000, became big in 2002. And then the journalist says, but in between that, in 2001,
oh, no.
there was 9/11.
Oh, no.
And that all brought us back down to earth from our giddy hedonism, and it turned out that Chris Martin and co were an effective lightning rod for how we dealt with that afterwards. This you can Google this, or I can put it on Twitter later.
Yeah, do.
This is in The Guardian.
Wowzers.
Journalist, right? And I'm reading this, I'm thinking, you're really stretching the 9/11 reference there, mate, because I don't know about you, but when I saw that day, I wasn't sitting there with my mates thinking, I tell you what we need, lads, some, piano-driven melodic rock to get us through this for the next couple. I don't think anyone thought that.
Or you can imagine Chris Martin watching the planes and going, I've got a cunning idea. Guys, let's get the piano out. Come on.
And the sort of thing is, right, when we put this on Twitter, loads of people were sending in other things that were irrelevant that happened in 2001 that could explain the growth of Coldplay. But I sort of looked at this and I thought, actually, this is something that's quite typical. This is this application of context that people do. They do it with punk, and they do it, and they sort of do it with the 60s, and it's an attempt to make the story bigger because it sort of isn't enough just to tell the story of Coldplay. I mean, this journalist thought so. He sort of had this 9/11 reference in there to sort of make us think this is the backdrop to all of this. But actually, if you keep the story small,
yeah.
The interesting thing about Coldplay is, and I can't see you, so I can't see the bit in a second when your eyes are going to light up.
Go on.
The interesting thing about Coldplay is they're the biggest band in the world that don't have a hometown. They're the biggest band in the world ever that you don't know where they're from. I know.
That's a good pub quiz question.
That's the eyes light up bit. And if you go back, and even if you mention bands that were nowhere near as big as Coldplay, like the Buzzcocks, the Wonder Stuff, Smiths, you could tell me where these bands are from straight away. Slade.
I'm going to say Cambridge.
No.
Martin, stay there. I've got to pay the rent. When we come back, we're going to find out, and here's a question I never thought I'd be asking, where the hell do Coldplay come from? Right, talking to Martin Fitzgerald from Ram Album Club. For those who don't know, basically, every week they get someone that you may or may not have heard of to listen to what is considered to be a classic album that they have never heard. And we're finding out, Martin, where the hell are Coldplay from?
Right, so the thing about... And I have to keep stressing it, I'm not a Coldplay fan.
You love them, come on, man.
The album club's not about Coldplay, we've never done them. But Coldplay were formed at university.
Yeah.
Right? So they are part of a breed of sort of new bands, like, and I'm going to mention a load of other bands now that are big, but you have no idea where they're from.
Yeah.
Bombay Bicycle Club, 1975, Alt J. These bands are playing Alexander Palace, they're playing O2 Arenas, no one knows where they're from.
Yeah.
Right? Because 40% of kids now go to university, which they didn't 20 years ago. And that's the story.
Yeah.
That years ago, lots and lots of bands, and we all know all those bands from sort of 60s, 70s and 80s, they were all of a place. There's no way that Morrissey would not have gone to university if he was around now. But because he went to a secondary modern, never went to university, so when Johnny Marr knocked on his house, he was there, and they formed Smiths, and they were a Manchester band. Coldplay were formed at university, and all four of them come from different places. Chris Martin comes from Exeter. So they're not of a place, and if there's anything about Coldplay that's interesting, and also about all those other bands, it isn't about 9/11, it's not about the Twin Towers, it's about a new breed of sort of university band that you don't know where they're from, but maybe that's the universality of bands like that, is that they're not singing about local parks, they're not singing accents, they're from everywhere. So that's an example of what we're trying to do, is to keep the story small, because I think it's more interesting.
Now, Martin, I'm going to give you a get-out clause here.
Yes.
You have asked me to do one of these. Now, I'm thrilled, I'm over the moon. I was kind of hoping you'd ask me for quite a while, but that's not why I asked you to do this interview. So if you want to back out, you're more than welcome to, because you've got, like, proper names on there.
Your proper name?
That'll do with me, fella.
Your an actual name?
Have you thought of asking Andy Partridge?
No.
Okay. I'll leave it there. No, I'll leave it there because I tell you why. Because I'm getting lots of people, right, that are CCing, sending tweets to people that they think would make good guests for this show. Okay. And a couple of them would make good guests, but a couple of them, I don't know who they are, or I don't particularly like their work. So I've got this awkward thing where person A says to celebrity A, "Hey, you should go on at Iain Lee's show," and the person gets in touch and says, "Oh yeah, that'd be great," and I go, "Okay." Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean, and you know, I think he would be a great guest, Andy. We have a bit of a weird thing, though, and this would explain why we never asked you earlier.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, I believe that the readers make the best guests.
Right.
And as soon as I knew that you were reading it and that you'd heard of it, that's when we asked you.
Isn't that funny? Yeah.
When we've had people in the past that we've approached cold, they haven't read it before. And they come in and they do their own thing, and they do it under no pressure, really. And what I think has been the sort of best guests we've had. There was a really, really nice time where we had Martin Carr, Tracy Thorne, Samuel West.
Yeah.
3 weeks on a trot, and they all knew each other, and they were all in competition with each other.
Beautiful.
And the three of them produced really brilliant pieces, and. So we have this thing, and also I have this thing where I don't like bothering people on Twitter. I don't know them, and I don't know that
you don't know how to use Twitter. It's all it is for bothering people you don't know, Martin. That's what it was made for, to irritate people and be rude to people that you've never met.
So we have this thing where we think there's loads and loads of people that we would like as guests, but we would like it. I prefer it if I knew that they were reading it. Because then I think they'll be better because of it.
What's the website for those who? It's just ramalbumclub.com, isn't it?
It's ramalbumclub.
Ramalbumclub.com. It's a joy, and you can. I've not read them all, and I'm going through it at a leisurely pace.
There's a book coming out.
Oh.
At I think it's the end of the year it's coming out, but there's details of that on our website.
Oh, Martin, when it comes out, come back. Let me know. Come back on, and we'll give it a plug. Definitely.
Yeah. And that'll be the best sort of 25. 25 to 30 editions. I think we've done about 72 so far.
Wow. When I first heard of this, and I bet you've had this a few times, I'm sure someone explained to me, and I can't think who it was. I thought it was my sister, but it couldn't be, because she's far too intelligent. Someone explained it to me that every week you get a new person to listen to Ram, the early 70s Paul McCartney solo album. And I thought whoa, that's awesome. So every week it's a new review of Ram.
I mean, it would be a lot easier for my intro if that was the case, because I would have to write one and just keep sticking that up there. Yeah. But when we did Ram with Martin Carr from the Boo Radleys, which is one of the best editions we've ever done, when we did that week, and our pinned tweet was, Martin Carr listens to Ram, we did have to explain to every follower that came through that week that it's a different album next week, lads. It's not this over and over.
Now listen, Martin, you've given me one. Well, the way it works is you sent me an email with about 12 albums on.
Yes.
And then half an hour later, as I thought I'd made my mind, you sent me an email with another 10 albums on, going, I've just thought of some more that you could do. Have you got a big list at home of these albums, or do they just come to you?
I have a sort of ongoing list, and depending on who the guest is. And I think it's just also things like, if we've done a lot of sort of 60s and 70s stuff, then I'll send a list. Just so, I think the list I sent to you, because I sort of knew you were so into your, 60s music that it was very sort of 90s onwards.
Well, you say that. I'm not going to say the one that I've opted for, because that's top secret, isn't it? Right.
Yeah.
But a couple from the first. The Small Faces, Ogden's Nut Gone Flake.
Yeah.
John Lennon.
Because I don't believe anyone's actually listened to that.
No, I don't think they have either.
No.
But you're right, there's a lot of 70s. Queen, there's Jethro Tull, Aqualung. And the thing is, it's a delicious decision to have to make. There are a few people on the other list that I'd never heard of, like some of the more modern people.
Yeah.
But it's a delicious decision, and it's full of possibilities. Roxy Music was listed, and I've got real beef with Roxy Music for various reasons. And I was yay close to picking that because of the fact that I don't like them, and I don't like Brian Ferry very much, as to whether that would influence it. In the end, I plumped for a band that I'd only ever heard the name of, but I didn't know anything about them whatsoever. And I liked the mystery of that.
Yeah. The hardest sort of person we ever had in terms of finding an album was the author Ian Rankin.
Yeah.
And everyone said, you'll just never find anything that he's not heard, because he just writes books and spends his days in record shops. I must have sent him about 20 emails. He must have gone through about 100 albums.
Oh, fantastic.
And really, really obscure stuff like, various bands from New Zealand from the 80s. Heard that, did a couple of dodgy musicals, heard that. And in the end, I was sitting there, I just thought, well, this isn't going to work, Ian,
You know them all.
Right. And then I sent him one email and I said, how about Madonna's debut? And he went, I've never heard that.
Beautiful.
And it's like, sometimes it's the ones that are in plain sight
that
are the ones that are the interesting. Well, the most interesting one we've done, I think, in terms of juxtaposition, was when we did Pet Sounds. We did it with the American playwright Bonnie Greer.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And she grew up in Chicago in the 60s. She was part of the civil rights movement. She had no interest in a bunch of white kids from California singing songs about surfing. She had this really great line in her piece, which was, the only time I went down to the beach was to desegregate it.
Oh, man, there you go.
I know. So you're sort of doing that sort of thing, which is...
Can I just say, we haven't really got into... We've got end in a minute because we've got the news coming up, but we've not really got into the geeky music chat. No, don't... I'm loving it, honestly. We have to go out for a coffee at some point. I don't do caffeine anymore. We have to go out for a herbal tea. Anyway, I love the Beach Boys, right? And I've recently rediscovered my love for the Beach Boys, and I'm just devouring everything of theirs. I don't really like Pet Sounds.
No. You see, I'm going to try and be really, really quick here, because if you read the Pet Sounds one we did, it's a great example of what we're trying to do. Because I think that album is kind of weighed down with, talk about terrible dads, mental illness, drugs and competition with the Beatles. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not doing that, So when I did the intro for that one, I sort of called it Welcome to the Alternative History of the Beach Boys. Oh, and it's all about the good stuff. It's like the songs about they did best car songs ever, and they weren't about all that American stuff, all that Springsteen stuff about being on the road, being the journey and the destination. It was about, I'm in a car, I'm actually in a car.
Yeah,
it's 1963. You're right. I'm just in it. I don't care where it goes.
I like that. I wrote a piece for Record Collector recently where I defended Mike Love. And I said I thought he was brilliant, and that he got a hard rap, and he was working with a bunch of drunks and drug addicts, and he wrote some of the most powerful poetry of that time. That's I don't know what
Bushy put me down. I've been out doing in my head.
Oh,
greatest
man!
Opening line to a song ever.
He was brilliant, and everyone has a puppet. He's that for some reason. Well, that Beach Boys story needs a good guy and a bad guy, and Mike Love is the bad guy. I don't know anything.
And the thing is,
go on.
When they come back from Japan, and obviously Brian Wilson's done Pet Sounds, and they say to Brian, what have you been up to then? And he's like, well, I've just done this Pet Sounds. I said, okay, yeah, sounds good. Let's have a listen. They listen to it, and at that point when Mike Love says, which is always, as you say, cast as a villain, when he says, doesn't really sound like the old stuff, Brian.
Yeah,
he's right.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. And there's the line when he says to Van Dyke Parks, reading one of the lines from Smile, what does this flipping well mean? Well, he's going to sing it. Of course he wants to know what it means. He's the singer. Martin, listen, we've got to go. I've bestowed upon you an honour that's only 41 other people have got. I'm now following you on Twitter.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. This is big stuff, man. So don't let me down. When the album, it's at Ram Album Club on Twitter. It's at ramalbumclub.com is the website. Yes. When the book comes out, give us a plug. I think when is mine? May the 19th, I think it is, isn't it?
Yours is sometime in May.
Something like that. I've got the email.
I don't know the
somewhere.
exact date on. There's a schedule on the website of all the upcoming guests.
I've not listened to the album yet. I'm gonna wait till the kids are back from half term, and
I think also one of the things that sort of just made this possible is for you to listen to this album.
Yeah,
means that you just log on to Spotify. If that's your thing.
I'm buying a CD, Martin. I've got to end it there because I'm buying a CD. I'm ordering a CD. I'm going to savour the whole experience of opening it and putting it in. Martin, absolute pleasure to talk to you at last, mate. Keep in touch. Thank you. RamAlbumClub is .com or at RamAlbumClub. It really is. It's just a joy to read. You'll love some of the guests. You'll hate some of the albums. Here's some ads. Dear listener, we're going to take calls straight to air for the last hour of the show. It's kind of what we do here at the moment. It may change, although I don't quite see a reason for it to change in the foreseeable future. The way it works is you give us a call, 0844 499 1000. They didn't realise on Talk Sport that was me that phoned up until afterwards. I just had to say, towards the end of the interview with Martin, if I sounded distracted, it's because Goldstein came in and was pretending to eat 2 giant baguettes. Like that. Unbelievably unprofessional behaviour. But they didn't know, so that's good. That'll be in the podcast if you missed it. 0844 499 1000. Calls cost 7 pence a minute, plus your provider's access charge. They cost significantly more from a mobile phone. You call up, you say what you want, you can sing a song, you can play a tape down the phone. Now, I know I mentioned to Nigel earlier on that I'd rather hear live music. I would rather hear live stuff, but now is the time you can phone up and play it. One little tip if you're going to do something like that, don't have the phone on speakerphone. Because if we speak in the studio, it then cuts out your audio. So speakerphone, it really is lame. I've used it a couple of times, but I don't think I'd use it again. I probably would at some point. Line 1, you're on the wireless. Okay. Swap shop, this is swap shop music. And he's on speakerphone. And he's got the radio on. No, he's not. That's an echo. Okay. And there is the perfect example of why you shouldn't have it on speakerphone, because speakerphones are cack. And if I say anything, it drowns out that audio. It don't work. 0844 499 1000. I'm hoping we get some calls, because I tell you what. Where did Kath put all the papers in? There's nothing in the papers today. It really is a very it's a very dull day in the world of news, to be honest. Let's have a little look, see if we can find something. Now, all the papers are all to cock here. That's the Sun. Well, the front page of the Sun is an interesting one. Grieving Sir Tom Jones. I'll quit singing. Well, I'm Tom Jones and I'm going to quit singing now my wife has died. His wife has died, which is very, very sad, right? Been together 59 years. Is he going to stop shagging? Because he was always putting it out and about, famously so. You know, in his autobiography, he talks about not being faithful to his wife with Wendell. Do you know who Wendell was? It was the nickname for his Tiny Sir Tom Jones, the Wendell. I'm Tom Jones. I love it. I mean, the front page of the Sun is this guy, the footballer's been moved to another prison. That shows how dry we are for stories today. So I'm hoping you guys call in, otherwise, do you know what? It's going to be a dull last hour of the show. Can, Id, where has she put all the newspapers? Hang on. Dearie me. Hang on a minute, bear with me. Here we go. The Star, Britain's greatest newspaper. Although, I will say this, Star. You've done a lousy front page today. Lousy front page. They're calling a 12-year-old girl a cheat. Now, right. What 12-year-old girl isn't a cheat? I don't mean romantically. That would be inappropriate. She's on, I don't know, Britain's Got Talent or something. Britain's Got Talent, right? And she's had 5 years of singing lessons in a top art school. And they're calling her a cheat. I don't think... I feel slightly... Yes, line 2? Hello? Hang on a second. Let me try. Oh, blimey, don't you start now. Yes, line 1? Hello? No, try again. I don't feel comfortable. 0844 499 1000. I don't feel comfortable with a newspaper, and yes, it genuinely is Britain's greatest newspaper, calling a 12-year-old girl a cheat in any context, and especially on a front page. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Good, thank you. Could you turn your radio off, please, caller?
I can.
Thank you.
I just have one thing to say.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sorry, this thing to say.
Has been seriously hurt and is in intensive care at the Salpêtrière Hospital in southeast Paris. And a newsflash, and I'm sorry to have to be...
Oh, there we go. Well, we don't particularly want to hear that. That's Mike Dickin, who's no longer with us. His health, it turns out, was in question. No, that's Mike Dickin reporting on what would it have been Talk Radio or Talk Sport then? I can't remember when it changed from Talk Radio to Talk Sport, on the death of Princess Diana. I know exactly where I was when I heard about Princess Diana. I was in Edinburgh. I was, let's say, very, very drunk. And I was walking home from it was the last night of the Edinburgh Festival. I was walking home, hand in hand with an Irish girl that I'd met. And then we had a little snog in the park, and we knew it had been an accident. We went home and found she'd been dead. Not the Irish girl, that would have been weird. Princess Diana, of course. Line 2, you're on the wireless. Yes. Okay. He's not on speakerphone. That's good. Okay. It's Tuesday, isn't it, today, Ed?
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
I've been thinking all day it's Wednesday.
I had a moment where I thought it was Thursday, but then I realised, no, it's Tuesday.
The human brain is the weirdest thing, right? How does... We will never know how it works, right? But yet it's our brain is doing the thinking about how it works. So the brain knows, but it won't tell us. Why is it so keen to keep that a secret? Really? That's what I want to know. The brain knows. The brain could tell us.
Have you thought about asking your brain to tell you?
That is a clever idea. That's exactly what I'm going to do tonight when I get home. Okay. Saturdays really were tedious. See, it was tedious when I was a kid. Sundays are the most boring. But, hang on. But I think, thank you. I think boredom is good. The problem with kids these days, is they don't know how to be bored. When was the last time that people were bored? Because there is so much stimulation around. You know, on your phone, flipping heck, you've got the world in your pocket. And you know, my boys very rarely say I'm bored. Do you know what? I'm going to hang on a second. Let me just take this. Line 1, you're on the wireless. What was I talking about? Oh, yes, boredom. Thank you for that, line 1. Excellent. You've got the idea. 0844 499 1000. My kids don't say they're bored anymore. And I remember as a child saying to my mum, I'm bored. I'm so bored. To the point where it physically hurt. It was painful, the boredom, right? Because we didn't have 24-hour TVs. We didn't have, obviously, mobile phones or internet, anything like that. You had to kind of do stuff. And if you were bored, you would gradually... This is what I think's going to happen, right? We're going to stop evolving. And I mean, technologically, we're going to stop having inventions because, yes, necessity is the mother of all inventions. But I think the best stuff is created and invented and written when people are bored. It comes from boredom. Your brain has to do something. So it, like, invents... Oh, I don't know... extendable arms. It's the first thing I could think of. Or it writes, you know, Shakespeare must have been really bored, but then when you get bored, you go, right, you know what, I'm going to do a play. And he did that. No one is bored these days. Maybe if you're listening now, is perhaps the exception to that. 0844 499 1000.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Interesting thing about having the Periscope on. If you want to go and watch the show, periscope.tv/Iain Lee. The way it's done, it's not a webcam in the studio. They're coming. Apparently the bloke's not very well that does the webcams. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's like, anyway. So I have it on my phone. So my phone is showing what's happening in here. It's on a tripod and stuff like that. And I've just discovered that my the moustache part of my beard makes the Batman symbol quite perfectly when I do this. See? Perfect. 0844 499 1000. Let's go to line 1. 1, you're on the wireless.
Typewriter tip 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 करता है जिंदगी की हर कहानी लिखता है Typewriter tip 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 करता है जिंदगी की हर कहानी लिखता है Typewriter tip 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 करता है जिंदगी की हर
Thank you for that, line 1. Excellent stuff. Yes, people used to phone up and play that to me in another place, and Jeff Lloyd, I think, uses... does he still use that music? I've listened to Jeff for ages. I struggle with music radio. Sometimes I wish there were some music radio presenters that didn't do music radio. Jeff Lloyd being one of them, because I think Jeff is brilliant. He's really, really funny. But I don't really like listening to music on the radio, because I've kind of got enough bands, thank you very much. And I don't really want to listen to stuff. I find that with most music radio, I don't like it, and every now and then there'll be something I go, oh, that's good. So if someone could just record Jeff's shows and cut out all of the music, press pause. It's the opposite of taping the charts in the 1980s, where you would press pause when Bruno Brooks was talking, and then you would press, you hit pause again so it was recording when the songs were on. They used to tape the charts. If someone could do that, but in reverse for Jeff on Absolute, I'd be a happy man.
Isn't it like a podcast, though, then?
Yeah, on cassette.
Yeah, so it's like a podcast of a music station, but without the music.
That's how they used to do podcasts back in the day. They would send out a cassette, and you would have to you'd listen to it, and then you'd send it on to the next person.
Would you subscribe by sending in a self-addressed envelope?
Yes. Oh, yes. I don't know. I'm going to go back in time, and I'm going to invent the podcast on cassette. That's what I'm going to do. That's going to make me a fortune, guys. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, by the time I get back here, I'm going to be loaded, and I'll own this place. Except, you know what the flaw in that plan is, Id?
You've got to make a time machine first?
No.
Okay.
I did make a time machine, but it didn't work.
Oh.
And that's why I'm presenting this. Because if it had worked, I wouldn't be presenting this. I'd own this.
But what if you were presenting this because you owned it?
Here's one of my favourite things about time travel, right? Everyone says, would you go back and kill Hitler? Right? Supposing that there was someone that was worse than Hitler that existed, but someone had built a time machine and gone back and killed that guy. And they had to make an ethical decision, right? They had the time machine. They said, right, well, if we go back to 1939 and kill, let's call him...
Bob.
Bob. Typical German name, Id. Thank you. Let's call it, right, so if we go back and kill Bob, right, yes, we're going to save millions of lives, but the only possible outcome is he'll be replaced by a guy called Hitler, so millions of people will still die. Imagine if that had actually happened.
That would be an insane alternate timeline that we're currently in then.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I hope someone is listening and has jotted that down and is emailing Hollywood right now, because boy, oh boy, that's a movie I'd like to see. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Here's a thing. What fun it must be being in the court. Can I just say, guys, we don't condone the use of drugs, right? A special court hearing will decide if plants found in a house are tomato or cannabis. Now, how special is that hearing going to be, man? How are they going to do that? There's only one way to do that. Dry those leaves. Oh, I've got the answer phone messages. I'll play that in a minute, because we ain't got no flipping calls. Now I know I'm going to stop being so harsh on Julia Hartley-Brewer, because now I know what it feels like to be lonely and have to fill constantly. Scott Graham, 41, admits producing cannabis plants in a bedroom, but claims 41 seedlings were all tomato plants for an allotment. Wigan magistrates will determine their species on May the 20th before Graham of the town is sentenced. Test Kenya. Anyway, basically, how do you find out if it's cannabis? There's only one way to find out, guys. I've got a couple of things I can play, actually. I must play Leon's thing at some point. But before that, we have an answer phone. You can leave messages during the daytime. Someone will tweet me the telephone number now because I don't know what it is. I do. It's on my phone. I'm using my phone to stream the show. Basically, it's a telephone number I've set up. It's your normal telephone number, and you phone up, and the odds of anyone answering that phone number are almost nil. Almost nil. But you phone up, and you can leave a message. It can be dumb, it can be stupid, it can be profound. We've yet to have any profundity. I'd be well up for a little bit of that. But you phone up, you leave a message, and there is a chance it might get put together in this little package called the answer phone, and it might be played out. Hang on a minute, let me just take this. Yes, line one.
Right.
But you phone up. Turn your radio off.
I'm done. Right, Ian Lee's time machine.
Yes.
If you went back in time...
Here we go.
...to kill someone...
Yeah.
You'd probably kill perhaps a couple of million people in advance because they wouldn't be born.
Well,
it wouldn't take long for 2 or 3 people in the past to be killed. They wouldn't have children and so on. So, in fact, you might even kill yourself.
Well, no, Dennis, you can't kill yourself because how would you go back in time?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If you go back in time, you can never kill yourself.
No.
Because, no, you can't. Even if I went back in time to 1973 and, I stole baby me from Upton Hospital and I couldn't kill it because then I would cease to exist. So I couldn't have gone back to kill me.
But then we've got time travel.
Here we go.
We're time travelling all the time.
Yeah, but we're going forwards very, very slowly. Your journey's nearly at an end.
No. No, I've had somebody back me up now.
Oh, go on.
They're going to sue you for that 10 quid.
What?
If I don't make it.
Well, no, if you die, Dennis, the bet is when your birthday's in May, yeah?
29th of May. I shall be here.
And you'll be 92.
91.
91.
You owe me one for last time when I was 90.
Can I ask you a question, Dennis? Right, and I don't think there's an answer to it. What does it feel like to be old? And I say that not as a joke. I say that with respect and having met you a few times. What does it feel like to be old?
It's great. It's great. I'm having the time of my life.
Really?
I can say all sorts of things to nice young ladies, and they think, poor old sod, he doesn't mean it.
Yeah.
I can be having a gorgeous life. There's nothing wrong with me.
Does it not worry you?
No. Why should it?
Because I'm scared of dying, Dennis. If I'm completely honest, I'm terrified of it.
No, because I roll out of bed every morning and I kick the bucket, and if it hurts, I know I've not kicked the bucket.
But doesn't
the morning I roll out of bed and kick the bucket, and I don't feel it, I know I've kicked the bucket.
But doesn't it scare you knowing? Seriously, right? Doesn't it?
Yes.
Doesn't it? How do you feel knowing that your journey here is coming to an end? And you might have another 10 years yet. We don't know, but you're closer to it than I possibly am.
That's right. Oh, of course I am. Yes. But I've passed through all sorts of difficulties. I've got to 91, and I've had a gorgeous life. The only regret I've had in life is I didn't have a daughter, because I was spoiled to rotten. Honestly,
still time, Dennis.
My only regret.
Still time. If we could find a young woman.
Well, that doesn't matter. I've got 2 granddaughters, absolutely super girls, but unfortunately they're not mine. I do the best I can for them.
Oh, I bet you spoil them terribly. I bet they have a great time.
Well, one of them's getting married, and she's going down to Italy to be married.
Oh,
I don't know whether I could get up the plane steps to go with her or not. But no, they live a lovely life.
Yeah, good.
And I don't regret, honestly.
Good.
That's the only regret I've had out of life.
Well, there you go. That's not bad.
I found the right girl very early on in life, and we've been married for 67 years. And I've got no grumbles there at all.
Dennis, always good to talk to you, mate.
All right, all the best, boy.
Look after yourself,
Bye-bye.
Ta-ta, bye-bye. 0844 499 1000. Right, yes, let me play the answer phone messages. Has someone tweeted me the telephone number? No. Right, okay, so am I...
Not fiction.
Oh, we're still
talkSPORT.
Still tuned into talkSPORT. Hang on a minute, how do I get rid of that? That's the problem. There we go. I like the fact it's slightly ramshackle this evening. I like that a lot. Right, here we go. So, these are the answer phone messages.
Here are Tuesday's answer phone messages.
Hello there, you alright? I'm a teacher from Ireland and I like to drink a lot and I also like to take crack.
Hey man, how's it going? This is Charles Manson. I hope you're well. I can't speak long, I'm at the penitentiary. Listen man, I got a song. It's called Don't Be Frightened to Enlighten. Everybody grow your hair. It's a new one. Maybe you and Nigel can help me with it, man. Listen, dude, I gotta go. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling a bit antsy. Man, I gotta go. But listen, I'll be in touch. And Ian, man, I'm watching you, man. I'm watching you, man. Ian, listen, dude, I gotta go. Keep it real, man. Okay, bye, son. Good work. I like your show.
Who loves you, pretty baby? Who's gonna help you through the night? Who loves you, pretty mama? Who's always there to make it right? Who's gonna love you, love you? Who's gonna love you, who's gonna love you, love you? Oh, when turning upon the white. Oh, it's better to believe you're happy when you're great. Baby, when you're feeling like you'll never see the morning light come to me. Baby, you'll see. How chose I Yadley got stung by a bumblebee. Ow! Can be shot. Got any worse?
Very, very quickly, let me just take this call because they've been ringing for a while. Line 2, you're on the wireless. Oh, they've gone. There we go. Kath's back in the studio.
That was worth waiting for.
It was worth waiting for. Oh, I'm really tired tonight, man. I'm really tired. It's been, it's felt like it's been a bit of a slog tonight, getting through this. No, it hasn't felt like it. It has been a bit of a slog for me getting through this tonight, and that's fine. Well, I'm doing something tomorrow. I'm forgetting to check what time I'm doing it. So, do you mind if I just check my diary?
No, that's all right.
Oh, wait. Oh, the answer phone message number, by the way, is 0208 133 6732. 0208 133 6732, and that's just a normal phone number, and you can leave a message down. It'll be fine. Line 1, yes. Hello. A little bit of trouble with that one. Let's try. Line 1. No, try again. Sometimes it doesn't work.
I feel sorry for kids.
Go on.
Well, because in our day, you had to get a tape recorder and record yourself. Now there's loads of footage.
Yeah.
I was saying to you, the kids have got a camera that you can record video on. And I've found a whole stash of self-made...
That's not so surprising that most cameras can now record video on.
No, a kid's phone, like a big bulky one that you're supposed to be able to drop down the loo and it still, survives. Even though I think if they drop it down the loo, they don't deserve such a piece of equipment. Anyway...
0844 499 1000, by the way.
I found a whole stash of, really maudlin pop videos made by my eldest, who's 7. And they're all, really close-ups of her face. Going... I'm alone in my bedroom.
Yeah, that's tough.
I've got no friends.
Wow.
The Mr. Met. Just all these random rhymings, but really heartfelt.
I used to do stuff like that, but it was never recorded because I do it when I was going for a poo or something. See, I did. Used to do some of my best work then. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hi, it's Happy Tree.
Hey, Happy Tree, what you got for us?
I was just phoning to ask, have you managed to contact David Crosby for an interview?
No, not the. I sent him a tweet, but I knew he wasn't going to reply to that. No, have you chased up Roger McGuinn yet? Right, I sent you a big list of people, and we're running out of guests now.
We're not running out.
We've got some for next week, and that's it.
We've got
what about that big list? Send me the list over. I'll get in touch with people.
No,
but I sent you Roger McGuinn ages ago.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all in hand.
Arlo Guthrie as well. Do you like Arlo Guthrie?
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh,
why don't you interview him, Happy Tree?
Well, if you give me his number, I would.
Here's the thing. It turns out it's really easy to get into. You could interview John Sebastian now. If you just sent an email to his website and say, I'm writing for newspaper over here, I'm writing for Melody Maker, can I get an interview? You go, yeah, sure.
But you asked all the questions, really. I wouldn't be able to...
Well, no, I know exactly.
You used all the questions up.
I used up all of the questions. No, I need to have a little... Exactly. I need to... Right, I do send me the list of that I sent you of people.
I wrote them in a book. I don't think there is a list I can send you,
okay,
but
well, could you type that list down? You haven't got it, have you? Let me know if you haven't or not, because then I can type another one.
No, it's cool.
Send it all over to me, because I want to know where we are.
Graham Nash is coming up soon.
What?
Graham Nash is coming up soon, you said?
Well, hopefully. Have we got a new date for Graham Nash?
Not yet, but he's going to come in, hopefully.
Tommy James is coming on Thursday. And then I know Tommy James isn't a big star in this country, but man, I was listening to his greatest hits on the way in. Tommy James and the Shondells. Baby, man, what a singer. What a singer.
Do you have his number, Graham Nash? Do you have his number now?
Not yet, no. Not yet, no. No, don't. There's a sore point.
Do I hear a mocking tone there, Happy Tree? Because you're on thin ice.
I have to go now. Oh, I can't hear you.
Thanks, bye-bye. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Good evening.
Hey, someone's drunk on a Tuesday night? Wednesday morning?
I admit I'm having a little tipple, but it's a bit of a toddy because I've got a cold, so...
Well, there you go. Ross, you're sounding as cheery as ever, mate.
It was just a bit of random crap, to be honest.
That's the last 2.5 hours, mate. That's what this show is. That's what feeds my kids.
Oh, dear.
Excuse me.
Oh, mate, you got to give up the smokes.
No, it's just cold.
Do you smoke?
Cold. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's the smokes, mate. That was a smoker's cough.
No, but I haven't had a cold for 3-4 years.
Yeah. Well, but you've also got smoker's cough, and my suggestion is, from someone who's done it, give up the smokes.
I know, it's my only evil nowadays. That's the only problem.
Well, as long as you're not out murdering.
Well, this is it. I'm just murdering myself instead.
Thank you very much indeed, yes. What you got for us, Russ?
I've got a separated at birth for you.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see, if your ears hear it the same as me.
Wowzers.
But,
you're as high as a
Stewie
kite.
from the Family Guy.
Yep.
And the Spike Merchant.
Who?
The 4 o'clock Spike Merchant.
Oh, that Muppet. Is he still going? Well, they're both quite nasally and irritating.
I swear to God, one. I'm sure Stewie must have been. The character must have been based on him. Sounds like.
Does anyone know why Steve Allen blocked me on Twitter? He's a very peculiar gentleman.
He doesn't really talk to anyone on Twitter anyway, though, does he?
No, he's very peculiar. I've got nothing but respect. Listen, if anyone can have worked that long in this business, they've got my respect. Do you know what I mean? It's tough to get a gig here, man. It's tough to get a gig. He's been doing that gig for a long time. It's not a style of radio I like, but he's been doing that gig for a long time. You've got to respect that.
I do. I mean, I have occasionally listened in the early hours when I'm at work, but it's a bit too bitchy at times.
I know what you mean. It's not my cup of tea. Russ, thank you very much indeed. So we're trying to make the show kind of nicer, because it's easy to do that stuff. But he's very successful, and the number of people you work in radio, you know, that's Steve Allen, he's hilarious. And I've stopped going, I don't like it now. I go, okay, yeah, no, I used to work with him. Accuse me of stealing stuff. Anyway, he did. 0844.
What was it, a shower radio?
Yeah, accuse me of spreading around the office that I'd stolen Nick Ferrari shower radio.
What a random thing to nick.
Someone told me, he said, is it true? I said, what? You nicked it? No. 0844, but I have got a dozen if anyone wants it. 0844 499
Bizarre
1000
rumour.
is. But I do know Steve was always very pleasant to my face, and good luck to him. It's tough to get a gig. I don't wish anybody in this business ill. Let me think. Even Muppet Face, I don't wish him ill. Good luck to him. I wish them all success. Wish them all success and joy.
It's
Do you know
tough
what I mean?
out here.
I know what it's like to be tossed off by a big corporation, and it hurts. It really hurts. It was painful, and I'm just starting to build back up again, and that's good for them. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. So, scientists.
Oh, those guys.
They must have cured cancer and AIDS by. Oh, hang on a second. Yes, line 1.
Yeah, what, mate? That shower radio you got me a couple of years back. Get us another one, mate. It's gone bust.
Hey, listen, I told you, Pauly, don't phone me at work to talk about. Yeah, I recognise your voice, even though it's been 5 years. I told you, don't call me about that stuff. If you want that stuff, you send me an email, ian@ianlee.dodgepot, okay? Right? That shower radio, I sold it to you in perfect working condition. It may not have been waterproof. That's your problem, brother. Deal with it.
He's in a hard water area, clearly.
Take care, mate.
Is that it?
I've got nothing to say.
You have got something to say, Pauly. Say it. Say it. It's a reunion after 5 years. The people want you. It's good to know that you're well. Okay. Say it, Pauly.
I ain't no performing monkey, pal. Good night.
Perform. Not spoken to him for years, and I heard that he wasn't very well. That's delightful to hear from Pauly. It won't be delightful. I'm glad we've got a dump button here, and I'm glad he never discovered me at the BBC where they don't have a dump button.
Oh.
You need a dump button with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's very, very dangerous. What was it? He did one thing. I can't remember what he did. It was a long time. Anyway, so they must have cured cancer and AIDS now.
Because now they're concentrating on...
how to stop blisters.
Oh.
If you had shoes that you knew would give you blisters, what would you do? Just out of interest.
Depends. Sometimes you have to style it out.
Yeah. Anything else you could do?
If they're already giving me blisters, what would I do?
Well, if you put them on, you thought, they're a bit tight in a certain area, what would you do? And you thought, I want to wear these, but I might get a blister. What would you do?
I'd wear them around the house with socks on for a bit.
Interesting. Okay, this is not what
Do you know what my Uncle Bill would have told me to do?
Yeah.
Weeing them.
Your Uncle Bill was a...
He was an ex-soldier, and he said that's what they used to do to their boots.
That's what they used to do to the people who were in the ranks. This is by Colin Fernandez, the science correspondent.
Oh, Colin.
The burning pain of blisters may have cut short many a girl's night out. Sexist. I get blisters in shoes.
Exactly, new shoes.
And Converse as well. Converse give me blisters.
Yeah.
They're funny shaped cons.
There.
Yeah, exactly. As well as a host of well-intentioned charity fun runs. But scientists can kiss my chuddies.
Scientists
have discovered a way to help stop the painful lesions forming in the first place. I got a blister on the roof of my mouth today, and I hadn't eaten anything hot. Normally I get it if I eat really hot pizza straight from the oven. The cheese sticks to the roof of the mouth, and then you peel off the pizza, and then you're eating your mouth flesh. But I didn't have it, and I got a blister. And one of the joys, when I did it too early, it's gone. But it's there, but it's this. When it gets bigger, burst it with your tongue. Oh, it's sweet. Sweet nectar. Sweet nectar.
Wow. That's so attractive.
But scientists have discovered a way to stop the painful lesions forming in the first place, which is straightforward as well as cheap. You think it's putting on socks or urinating.
Yeah, or soaking your feet in white spirit. That's what we used to do before Duke of Edinburgh Awards.
It's even easy. It's 30p this to fix it. And I've done this.
Go
on. Scientists, you take a lesson from a top-notch surfer boy. The team of researchers found that simply wrapping blister-prone areas with surgical tape, a roll of which can be bought online for only 30p, help to stop the sores from forming. So basically, where you think you might get a blister, put on a plaster.
Put a plaster on it.
Put a plaster on it. Plaster on it.
Plaster.
The tape can also typically be bought for under £2 at any high street pharmacy.
Thanks for that tip-off, scientist. Did they test that?
Dr. Grant Lipman of Stanford University in California made the discovery after working to treat the feet of ultra-marathon runners who can end up running for dozens of miles every day they compete. He had also listened to complaints from military doctors who claimed that the state of their recruits' feet was stopping them taking part in basic training.
What?
Methods that were being used to try to prevent blisters included lubricants, special creams, and plasters. Popular home remedies include spraying on deodorant or weeing on your foot.
You don't wee on your foot, you wee in your boots.
This is bullshine. I call bullshine line 1.
Hello, Ian.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, I'd like to talk to you about time travel.
Go on then, yes.
Yes, you said before it would be impossible to kill yourself if you went back in time. This does, of course, depend on which theory of time travel you subscribe to.
Yep.
If you subscribe to one of the fixed timeline rule theories of time travel...
Yep.
Then...
Which I do.
Well, then not only would you not be able to go back and kill yourself, you would not be able to affect any change in the past at all. The changes that you would make would have already been a part of the timeline that caused you to go back in time in the first place.
Exactly.
He's got you there.
No, he hasn't got me there. I agree with him. I agree with the fella.
Unless you subscribe to the Doctor Who style theory of time travel.
Yeah. Populist.
Timeline, where time is straight but sort of flexible.
Yeah.
So you can make a change, but time is sort of a living creature which will...
I don't like this current trend for alternate timelines and parallel timelines. I don't buy that.
This was my next point.
Yes.
If you subscribe to the divergent timelines,
no,
as in Back to the Future or Star
So you
Trek,
go back to point A, and then immediately from point A, there's a second line that you've instantly created where anything is possible. I don't like that.
That's right. So what it means is that you can never go back to the exact time that you started on.
No, I know exactly. And I don't buy. No, a fixed timeline. Of course, fixed timeline. I'm a traditionalist, but I could be right though that someone went back and killed someone that was worse than Hitler, and Hitler was the better alternative.
Well, you could be, but that would have to involve the divergent timeline theory.
Best. Okay, we're late for a break, but do you know what? We can go back in time and fix this in the edit. In reverse order, your 3 best time travel movies, from 3 down to 1. Go.
Back to the Future Part 2, Back to the Future Part 3, Back to the Future Part 1.
Hang on a second, buddy. Everything you said is bullshine. You've put Back to the Future Part 3 ahead of Back to the Future Part 2. The boring cowboy one.
That's correct. Have you seen it?
Yes, mate. And it was boring. It was as if
I can't see what the argument is. Ian.
I tell you what was a better film than that. Wild Wild West. That was a better film.
No argument from me.
Okay. Number 3, Summertime Machine Blues. Oh, quirky Japanese one. Is brilliant.
Okay.
Number 2, Back to the Future 2. Classic.
I thought it was a classic when I was a child. It's not.
Wow.
And number 1, and you obviously haven't got a clue what you're talking about, Time Crimes. Have you seen it?
Before the voyage home.
Have you seen it? Like, watch it?
No.
Watch it? You've not seen it?
No.
Why?
Because I was born in 1984.
It only came out early 2000s. It's a Spanish film. I tell you what, my friend.
I've been busy.
that is fair play. That is the best cop out of an argument ever. I've been busy. Oh, can I? I don't have the technology, do I, to phone that last person back? I probably do, but I don't know how to do it from here because, of course, people are now mentioning the time travel movies, which is one of my favourite things. Primer. I would put Primer in at number 4. Don't bother it. Don't worry, it's fine. And someone's put Predestination. That's the one. Have you seen that one?
No.
Spoiler alert. It's good. It couldn't work because he's a killer. He's a trained assassin that travels through time to catch criminals. He has to travel through time, go back in time to catch this terrorist that's blowing up loads of things throughout time, right? Spoiler alert.
Like what? Must he blow up, like
matter.
pyramids and that?
It don't matter. Blowing up stuff. Blowing up the time travel people, right? It's killing the time travel people.
Right.
Goes back. It's a woman. It's quite a hot woman.
Mm-hmm. Something wrong with your mouth?
He has sex with her.
Right.
Impregnates her.
Mm.
Oh no, have I got it wrong? Hang on a minute. There definitely is sex and there is a baby. Let me get this right.
Isn't that from the other one that you told me about?
No, hang on a minute. This is the one. That's that one. So the terrorist is a woman. No, that can't be right. Basically, he's all of them. He's the woman and the man and the baby.
How's he the woman? How does that work?
Because he had gender realignment surgery. Thank you.
He's his own dad.
And his own mum.
His mum. Oh, God.
Line 1.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm desperate for a waz.
A what?
A wee-wee. And I really need a wee-wee. I've had loads of tea and I need a wee.
Do you know what? You remind me of this guy. I don't suppose you watch First Dates, do you?
No. What's that?
Oh, bloody hell. I watched it tonight.
Yeah.
And there was this guy who's like, his mind was in the gutter.
Oh, dear.
And
Aren't they all, though?
No, they're not normally.
Yes, they are. Some are better at hiding it than others. Let me tell you this for a fact. All men are thinking about poo-tang all the time.
Wow.
Well,
can we say that word on the radio?
And I do agree that most of them are very good at hiding it. But anyway, this guy, he just didn't even bother trying to hide it.
No, well,
it was out. Disgusting. And I'm too much of a lady to tell you what he said, but
it excited
he
you.
sat opposite this woman who looked like she'd been tangoed, it has to be said.
Yeah.
And the time he said his ideal woman was Jodie Marsh.
Oh gosh, I've met her.
I know. Oh, have you?
Yeah, I went round her house for dinner. I was on Come Dine With Me with her, and she's.
Oh, were you?
She's absolutely delightful. I like Jodie.
And an excellent cook.
She's her cheese souffle. Well, she won, rightfully so.
Well risen.
I came last, not rightfully so. That was a miscarriage of justice, and I'll tell you about that one day again. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, so, oh God, I've lost my train of thought.
Jodie Marsh, and he was filthy.
Oh yeah, and he was just disgusting. He sat there and he said, basically, she said, oh, let me just tell you, I'm vegetarian, I don't eat meat and I don't eat fish.
Yeah.
And he went, oh,
Steady.
He said, I could tell you a story about that. I know.
I've got a sausage.
Just what you're thinking in your head now.
I've got sausage and some meatballs.
Is what it came out with.
Would you like to nibble on that? She says, no, I'm vegetarian. He said, no, I don't mean that. I mean me.
Do you know what? There's a reason some of these people are single.
Do you know what? I was on Twitter at the time.
Do you know what? You two are half common. What's all this? Do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what?
Yeah, but normally I'm like, oh, you know, and I'm like, oh, Jesus, stop saying that.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was so crude, and the worst of it was, he honestly didn't realise.
I'm Tom Jones.
And
I'm Tom Jones.
Don't say what you said.
I'm Tom Jones. And I'm going to stop singing now my wife has died. But I'm not going to stop one thing. There's one thing you can't make me stop. Oh, I do like it. I love it. I love it. I'm Tom Jones and I love it. And you love it.
He went on, listen.
Yeah.
He went on to describe.
What, Tom Jones?
A previous girlfriend.
Oh, I bet it is.
I'm
Tom Jones. I'll tell you what I like.
She smelt of fish.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, let's not go any further.
He said, well, I don't like to say it.
All right,
But you said it anyway, blimey.
We go. Struggling to find the cut-off button. I'm Tom Jones. I'm Tom Jones, and you know what I like? Yeah. I like it. You know what I like? I like it. I'm Tom Jones.
Yeah!
I'm Tom Jones. Girls, I'm going to sing, and when I come back, I'm going to make love.
Oh, no.
To you first. You second.
Where are you from?
I'm from Wales. Where are they from? That's the question. I'm Tom Jones. You know what I like. I remember seeing a clip. Tom Jones had his own.
He likes a good harmony, is what he likes.
He had his own TV show in the 60s. A really popular variety show. I can never quite work out, Tom Jones, what he is.
I think he's flipping hilarious.
He's a singer and a lover. I'm a singer and a lover. And I'm Tom Jones.
I used to know Elvis.
I used to be friends with Elvis Presley. Let me tell you a thing or two about Elvis. Me and Elvis.
Yeah!
Me and Elvis would go out. And we would go out with the Sweet Inspirations, these backing singers.
Where are you from again?
This is a good Tom Jones. In my head, it's good. Me and Elvis, after his shows in Vegas, we'd go out with the Sweet Inspirations, his backing group.
Japanese.
And we take him up to the hotel room. And we say, girls, you got Elvis, you got Tom. Who's it going to be? They'd always pick Tom. Always, Big Tom. I always hated that. That is a good Tom Jones.
Blimey!
That is a good Tom Jones. And
You verged on the Burt Kwok.
A little bit of Burt Kwok in there. But they say that, don't they? They say that Tom Jones is probably a little bit Chinese. Don't they?
I don't think so.
Neil Elvis. Backstage. Imagine this. Backstage. Palm Sands Hotel. In Vegas. It's hot. You know what you got to do when it's hot. Hot and dusty. Dusty was there. She wasn't interested.
Of course she wasn't.
But I was with the Sweet Inspirations. Elvis is backing vocalists. At the Palm Springs Hotel in Vegas.
Vocalists.
It was hot. Very hot in Vegas. I had to take my clothes off. And I had to get the girls to help me take my clothes off.
Clothes?
You had to take my clothes off. Very hot in Vegas. Very sweaty man.
What?
Very sweaty man. Elvis is he was a very sweaty man. I remember Elvis saying to me, Tom, I sweat so much.
Gosh.
I love it when I discover I can do a new voice.
Well, I'd love to hear that.
0844 499 1000 is
Sweaty man.
All right, mate. That's...
What was that?
What?
The sweaty man bit.
I was just riffing on a vibe, guys. Yeah, look, people on there saying, I love your Tom Jones voice. Thank you.
You should have heard what he was saying in it earlier on. It was disgusting.
It was disgusting. Oh yeah. So you remember Howard Hughes?
Yeah, I'm aware of his work. Sunday nights.
Turns out he never existed.
What? Are you going to explain that?
No, he does exist.
Oh, good.
And he had a Scottish fella on.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a second. Yes, line one. Turn your radio off. No, too slow. So, turn your radio off, guys. He had a Scottish gentleman on.
Yeah.
Talking about... It was like a proper cliche... His name... I didn't even hear... It was probably...
Campbell.
It was probably
Campbell.
Jock McTavish. Jock McTavish...
It was something...
I'm Jock McTavish.
It was something Campbell.
Yeah. And he was talking about Nessie.
Well, apparently there's been something seen in the Thames.
Well, there's a second film of it.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I'm getting to. So there was a film of it last week. Second film of Scottish Beast in the Thames.
No, there ain't.
I'm trying to think of a rugged Scottish actor so I can make a joke about them going for a dip.
Well, what about Hagrid?
Oh, Cracker.
Cracker.
I'm old enough I call him Cracker. Oh, it's Robbie Coltrane.
Yes. There we go.
Second film of Scottish Beast in the Thames. Oh, it's only Robbie Coltrane going
no
for a
need to
dip.
talk about like that. He's a nice fella.
It's nearly a sentence.
Sweaty man.
Oh, this is clever what they've done here.
Go on.
I ignored that jibe.
I
ignored that. Because I thought that was beneath you. You're better than that. Some might say. I'm not one of them. They've called it the Dock Ness Monster. Clever.
Why?
Because it's near a dock.
Oh, right.
Nessie fans were last night. The Scottish fellow was saying as well you could fit all of the population of the world
in Loch Ness. Why
was he thinking of that? Was he commit genocide to the whole planet?
Where would I hide these guys?
Is he evil? I didn't trust that guy. I hope we've got his number. I think we should give it to the authorities.
He said it was deeper than the North Sea.
That's utter nonsense. Utter nonsense.
It's just an excuse for not finding it.
He was Jock McTavish from the tourist board. That's all he was. Nessie fans were last night trying to explain a second sighting of the creature in London in a week. No, they weren't.
Nessie fans.
The so-called Dock Ness Monster was, again, of all the mysteries in the world, right, the Loch Ness Monster is the most obviously bullshine. Mm-hmm. And anybody...
Is that someone doing that?
Anybody that... It's like talks about spiritual stuff, and I'll listen to all of that, and ghosts, and I'll listen to... now, and after 3 hours of them talking, they go, right, now, let me tell you about the Loch Ness Monster. They go, oh, get jog on, mate. I was buying all of that stuff about angels and crystals, all that... out. The Loch Ness Monster is obviously a tourist board thing.
And the fact that they reckon it must be a colony of them. Right, if it's a colony, why have we not found one?
It's nonsense. There's no pictures of it.
Or even a Nessie dump.
It's a lot... Oh, for crying out loud. Whale sick, the most valuable, precious material on the planet. It's true.
Isn't it called verdigris?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Or
yes,
is that
it
balls? Am I making that up?
No, they're balls. They're called sweetmeats.
Isn't it something you need for perfumes?
Yes, you do. For some of the finest perfumes. I'm talking Brut. I'm talking splashing
Charlie.
all over. Yeah, exactly. Well, they can get some of that as well. Perfect. I'm talking. Yes, and it's like if it comes up on, if it washes up on the beach, they fight for it.
Who?
People fight for it. There's a word for it, isn't there?
People?
Oh, there's a word for it. There's a TV programme about it. I'm the only one that remembers it.
Oh.
Not scavengers.
No.
Sandpipers. No, it's not.
Something like that, though.
Hang a minute. Line 1, what are they called?
Hello.
Yeah, what are they called? What are they called?
What are what called?
The people that collect stuff on beaches.
Beachcombers.
Thank you very much indeed. The Beachcombers. And it was a television programme. I think it was Canadian. Or maybe Hawaiian.
Right.
Because they were very, very swarthy. On that bombshell, we'll end the show. We'll wrap it up. We got through it. It was what it was. Can't say any fairer than that.
It's finished.
Back tonight, 10 o'clock. Till then, ta-ta.
Talk Radio. We got entertainment, and we're not afraid to use it. Talk Radio.